we'll begin. So last we left off, guys, you had journeyed back to Waterdeep, trying to rush in, save the day, and stop Lillaeliya from ascending to godhood. As you arrive, the city is covered in the fog of Barovia, the mists, and there's creatures moving around in the mist, essentially terrorizing the entire population to stay indoors, stay in their homes, as people on the streets were being cut down. You ran into Awesome and Fangle, two other adventurers that Thog knows, who are trying their best to assist with the current situation. They've been told to come to Waterdeep to help by Rakeen and Thrall. But, until you guys turned up, it was kind of them versus the Mist. They went off with Vaughn, saying they'd meet back with you in an hour, as they went to go and try and clear Castle Waterdeep of whatever these creatures were. And you ventured down into the basement of Blackstaff Tower, where you have confronted and defeated Vespilia. And after having a conversation with the Dark Powers themselves, Moreau's managed to convince them to retreat the Mists back into the domains of Dread rather than in Waterdeep. Unfortunately, in this struggle, you managed to save Vigil, but you could not save Dayak, as he died in this fight with Vespilia. You've managed to recover their body now, but there is still no life within it. Where last we left off, you were discussing your options. I'll let you know it is currently 7 p.m. on the 3rd of Uktar, and based off the rough 2-day estimation you were given, Lillaeliya was planning to ascend at some time tomorrow, probably around midday, but you were never given any specific times other than the 2 days. With all that said and done, I'll put you back on the map. And what are you guys doing? Hello.
Sorry, I was eating.
It's still as
I
well.
think me and Lila were kind of dressing Dayak's body, or at least holding Vigil over it. But I guess with Vigil untied and stuff, our first questions might be to him. In which case, during this, Lavender kind of will like turn to Vigil, just be like, "What happened here? You lost Melkor?"
He put up a good fight. Yeah, they managed to take Mordenkainen. There was quite a lot of them. They apparently didn't aid Malcor in the same way. He did his best, as you can see from this, and he gestures to the corpses of the faith that scatter and dot this room. Clearly put up a good fight. Scorch marks line the walls. Blood splatters in places that you have not seen it yet in here. Though it is a very old basement, it is horrendously filthy with the scars of battle at the minute. Vigil himself looks a bit messed up, but okay.
Did they indicate where they would have taken him at all? Anything. We'll take anything.
Unfortunately not. There wasn't a lot of talking.
How long ago was it?
Maybe like 4 or 5 hours. It's not been long.
What are the rest of them? Does anyone else survive? Is anyone else here? Or Or our companions here, our animal companions.
They took those two. Vespilia, oh, Bone Lady. She was. She quite enjoyed it, to be honest. I don't think they were harmed much, but they seem to know that they belonged to all of you. She mentioned about you being the meddlers. I don't know why they took them, but I'm assuming it's to hurt you in some way.
I
These
know
people don't
why.
seem very nice. Oh,
They're gonna hold them against us. I know they will. They're gonna try and use them to rile us up. I can't
Well,
bear.
we've been mobbing around.
I can't bear the idea of Champion getting hurt. And
We'll
she
get
knows
them back,
that.
please.
They know that.
Ribbit starts rippling with lightning energy. Asa would not dare harm we friends!
They already have. Lavender looks like forlornly at Derek and Marco. Turns to Vigil. He was your friend, no? Malcolm?
well, I only knew him for a bit longer than you guys did, but he seemed like a good guy. He's renowned the world over. There's going to be many sad at his loss, and the loss of knowledge that went with him.
I thought you said that. I mean, I know this is extenuating circumstances, but you said that this basement was safe down here. How did they manage to open a portal down here? Do you know?
I don't know exactly, but it opened before they arrived. They clearly were working with whatever that face was. But whatever deal they struck, they didn't do it here. The portal opened and the mist poured through. And then a few moments later, Vespilia and these minions of hers, they descended. I'm assuming they followed the mists back to this place and, well, you know the rest, attempted to guard it, keep it open.
If you'll excuse me a moment. I think Lavender's gonna drop a fractured gaze here. Or attempt to, anyway. So that kind of red lightning energy starts to like crackle up her veins, leading up to her eyes, and then as she opens her eyes, they kind of splinter like glass. I think it's an intelligence check.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a check and remind me what the rest of this ability does. It's been a while.
that you made.
I made it over a year ago. I don't remember any of it.
It's a DC 13 investigation check with spellcasting ability modifier, so I'll need to add 9 instead of whatever my investigation is. To determine if magic has been used within 60 feet of you within the past week. I am within 60 feet of where the portal was, I believe, right now, but she would move to make sure if not. If you're successful, you can determine how long ago each of the spells or magic items were used, as well as identify how many spells were cast, what schools of magic or magic items belonged to it, lasting for a minute.
Okay.
So it will be... Intelligence plus 9, whatever that ended up being. God, just roll. Okay, so yeah, 19. Oh no, minus 2. 17.
Cool. When it comes to spells used in this area, it is a very, very high number.
Yeah.
You're talking in the realms of like high 30s.
Yeah.
the majority of the spells, high, level, and low on the wizard spell list, have been used in this area. All sorts of combat-related spells, as you can imagine.
She's focusing mainly on where the portal was.
The portal itself, you don't see evidence of any spells cast like on it or around it. But I will say there was you see evidence of kind of like a warding spell, like a protection spell, or what's the school of magic I'm trying to say? The
Abjuration.
That's the one. Abjuration. Abjuration magic around the portal itself. There's like lingering little shards of it. It's clear that there was some kind of protection spell here that is now gone. And you can tell that that is a very recent thing. Other than that, there's no specific spells that have been cast on it or around it that take any note that it, would relate to the portal activity itself.
She'll relay that to the rest of the group. Okay. So they have Chewie and Champion. We know that they're going to probably use them against us. What about weren't you working on the Jasmine dagger? How far did you get with that?
Mordenkainen and Malkor, they found some Gith who knew where at least a few of the fragments were. They'd been traveling back and forth to the Astral Sea, to Tunarath, but they hadn't got anywhere with the negotiations before all of this happened.
Tunarath, what? I'm not familiar. What is that?
Oh, in the Astral Sea there are echoes of a very long gone past, and in so speaking, there's the gods that don't exist anymore, the dead gods. Sometimes in the Astral Sea you can find the remnants of them. A dead god is never really gone in the same way that a dead being might be. Tunarath it's a Gith city that's built on the corpse of one of these ancient dead gods. They're not the friendliest people, especially to outsiders, but they know more about this kind of thing than most.
But it didn't go far. They didn't manage to get anywhere.
No. Apparently there were suspicions on what they wanted the dagger for. If you're familiar with their people, then you'd know they're not one for allowing others to hoard power, especially power that may be used over them. So without good reason, they would not give up the secrets and locations of the dagger pieces that they do know of.
So that is another thing
seems like a
against
good
Lillaeliya.
reason.
So that is another weapon in the arsenal against Lillaeliya we no longer have to look forward to. We're in dire straits here, guys. What are we prioritizing right now?
What was the reason we decided not to go for a long rest again?
We haven't.
Yeah,
decided.
we still were considering trying to find the Eye of Zoltak instead of sleeping and using Moreau's Raised Dead. But we still would have to find the Eye of Zoltak under the rubble of this mortuary. nearly called a crematorium.
And what, realistically, Rib, how easy is it for you to get there and back? I mean, we just all got here. Sure, we should be.
Well,
splitting
Misa,
something, but-
Misa and Hunter can get there and back pretty easily with this amulet. There's a decent chance that Misa succeed, especially if Misa can be assisted. Misa also have a way back. It's take Misa 20 minutes, but Misa might be more guaranteed than the amulet. This bigger problem is going to be finding these amulets. Misa, imagine Isa was in Brother Elaine's quarters. Misa do not know where Brother Elaine's quarters were. If Misa could get etherealness, Misa could scan the location, or if someone know the locate objects ability spell. Yes.
Weren't we to meet with Vaughn and the cats? They should be back by now, no? Or can someone go out and check if they came to speak with us? Because Vaughn surely would know if the Eye of Zoltek was there and its location. First.
Oh, yes, Hisa could at least tell Wisa where Brother Elaine's quarters were.
Fog.
And there's nothing to say we couldn't just message him.
Fog.
Right.
I had a thought.
Uh,
It's a dangerous thing, I know. But one of those two was a wizard, wasn't he? You could tell looking at him.
it wasn't me. Whatever you're gonna ask,
No,
it
but-
wasn't me.
What was he like? Like we need to find this object, right? Is there any possibility that he could help if we found him?
Well, I don't see why not. There's, wizards do mighty and powerful things. I don't see why there's no reason why he couldn't help. But anyone who's the because Dog doesn't have it, anyone who can cast something like message or should be able to, or sending or something similar.
I'm thinking about, obviously, like, the Eye of Zoltek is under all that rubble, right? Potentially, if it's there. What if, could he maybe help us find it?
Sorry, I see what you mean now. That is a very good idea, yes. Don't see why not.
I can try and message Vaughn or one of the other two, see if they can come meet us here.
I mean, hopefully they're done with what they're done with. I mean, we need all the firepower we can get, right?
How large is the castle? Now message is only 120 feet, but what about Hunter's book? Can I contact them?
Hisa needs their names to be written in it, Misa think.
By them?
Yeah, by them.
Think. Yeah. What? Okay. How does Galder's Speedy Courier work? Because we have used this to get around it before. Do I have to know the person?
I'm just gonna throw a reminder out there that while we skipped through the myriad of tunnels and stuff on your way down here, because you knew where you were going, this isn't like just the basement of the tower. It's hidden. So
Yeah.
they said they'd meet you outside. Even if they came into the tower, they would not know how to get here.
Could Misa just run upstairs?
Courier.
Yeah. I still think this would be a good base if we are going to stay somewhere. Maybe somebody could just pop out and fetch them.
Misa will run. Misa connected to some people. Misa can't remember who, but Misa will check, and Misa will run
Go
upstairs
fast, Red.
and
Go
look
fast.
for Misa friends. Triple dash all the way.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Here he is now. My little friend. Yes, Vaughn, Fangle, and Autumn are waiting for you outside the courtyard of Blackstaff Tower. As you go up, Ribbit, evening is descended fully upon the city. It's still very quiet. those towers still float in the air above the city, but the mists have dissipated. You can see, looking down the long stretches of street nearby, dotted maybe every 30 to 50 feet, is a corpse. Sometimes of a city guard, sometimes of someone in like adventurer's gear, but most of the time it's just your average Joe making their way down the street, was clearly cut down out of nowhere. It is an ominous and eerie sight.
Maybe Yusa should come inside. Follow me, sir. And I jog this time. I'm only single dashing.
They follow and arrive in the basement of Blackstaff Tower not a few minutes later.
Misa find friends!
Why are there bodies everywhere? This is not a good day.
Ugh,
No,
no.
it is not. How did your escapades go? Did you find what was attacking the people?
Yes, they had knives for hands, but I have hands for hands, and my hands
Such a
won.
badass frog.
Mm. What were their numbers like? We encountered some of them in here. Are there many, are they still out there? The mists have cleared, but we don't know how many
No,
more there are.
we haven't seen any since the mists faded. But I think I defeated maybe 50.
Oh,
I knew you'd
And
be okay.
he gives quite an obvious nudge to Awesome and Fangle.
maybe you could stay with us next time. We she gestures today. We lost one of us.
We did. She.
Oh,
It was horrible. She was using this ability to sap energy, and all of a sudden he was just gone. She's dead now. We got rid of her, but he's also gone too.
Are any of you familiar with this Vespelia from Fog's Tales? Perhaps?
say that again, sorry.
Are any of you familiar with this Vespelia, perhaps from Thog's Tales? Of Lillaeliya's followers?
Awesome and Fangle kind of shrug, like they clearly, like there's a click in their eyes, like they recognize the word but can't really place it. Vaughn, however, nods like, yeah, they went on about her quite a bit. Newly resurrected for the effort to save the world, apparently.
Well, she's dead again now. But Vaughn, speaking of resurrection, we were theorizing perhaps the Eye of Zoltek was at the mortuary. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. That is the emerald ruby thing. Brother Relayan had that.
And it was on his person.
Oh, yes. It was one of the very rare items we found in the tomb. He would not let that go for anything or anyone bar Lillaeliya herself.
Okay.
How did
So we know it is buried under all that rubble for sure.
Can I ask a weird question? Why? How did a mind flayer get involved in all this?
Well, the same way a grung did. Lillaeliya does not discriminate. and he was one of the first through from the far realm. There
Might
is
help to show.
it's clearly not a pleasant place. So they came here seeking salvation.
I see.
Well, we see a very different side to Big L than all of her followers do. But you were in there with the throes of it all. You even supported her as our friend, as I understand it. But do you know exactly how she is convincing people? What is her plan to fix everything?
She wasn't specific with the plan, only that each order had their own part to play, and that it would take every ounce of effort we had to help Lillaeliya be strong enough to fix the world, but also to resist those. He lifts his arms up and does like the 2-finger, like such and such symbol.
In parentheses, I think. Is that right?
That's the one. That's the
Yeah.
one. The heretics that would stand against her. The whole people are against her because they judge her, and then if they were against her when she tried to fix the world, everybody loses. And some people would join because they liked a sense of community and togetherness, working towards a bigger plan than themselves. Some liked that they could be closer to a, in parentheses, real god and stuff like that.
And you knew, right? But she wasn't ascended yet?
Well, she would dance around the topic even with me, but yes, she was powerful, and she's had her divineness stoked on a few occasions,
Mm.
but a real god, probably not. Not yet, anyway.
We have an idea in terms of what's going on vaguely from stuff we pieced together. Do you know, in her belief or what she's told you, what precisely it is she's doing all this for, apart from herself?
Yes. She was very honest, and I think continues to be in her own way. She really does think she's trying to save the world.
But what is
Uh,
it she's saving us from? Like, we know that kind of like there's these fractures appearing everywhere, these splits in space time between planes. But what does it mean? What's causing it?
Yes, does she know more?
She did not know. All she knew was that the world itself, reality, it was breaking. So the power of a god, one who can create, may be able to fix it. She was planning her ascension for a long time, but the end of all things will accelerate these things.
We think she may be mistaken. We think we found evidence that it may actually trigger the entire collapse of everything.
This is all Shisa believes. Shisa is doing all of these because Shisa think Isa God can fix this.
But
She's
really, I
actually the
mean,
smart one.
what else do we know? It's her blind faith versus our blind faith. We don't know how to fix it either. Just that we need to stop it, perhaps.
Didn't we speculate a while ago that we think that this ascension might be what the point of the future, the point where everything
Lisa-
crosses that causes the collapse? I swear
we know these cause the rifts. Vecna tell us so. Vecna tell us he's herself. He's
There we
one
go.
of only two other people who know the ritual. And he's tell us we that she's repeating his mistakes, which was this. Vecna, the only helpful god! User reality sucks, dude.
It's not our bloody fault. Everyone's reality sucks now.
We say gods come to us when we do crazy stuff, and they say, you should be careful, but they say nice about it. You say god's no helpful at all. Vecna, the only helpful one. He's a crazy thing for me to say.
It's not that crazy. Like, you guys were in cahoots with Razna C. Thought he was like a nice snake guy.
Misa think that Misa was lied to, and Misa very sorry for Lisa. Misa,
No,
until very
he's very
recently,
crafty. It's
genuinely
okay.
believed that Hisa was Misa friend. And yeah, Misa very sorry about Lisa.
Be so bad.
Apparently, Aetherwick is on our side now too, so it's all.
Oh yes.
Well,
What's this about?
There's no souls to collect, is there? If there's no world that exists.
Fair.
So I suppose it is in his best interest, I suppose.
Actually,
At this conversation, both at the the mention of Razna C and Vecna and the Serac being on your side, Vaughn is currently looking at Eve like wide-eyed, like what the fuck, and Autumn and Fangle are looking at Fog with exactly the same expression.
No, we've not explained, have we? Okay. So, Vaughn, do you remember that time we found the crashed airship in the jungle?
Yes.
And those two corpses next to it, and all the gorillas attacked us?
Yes.
That was those two, but a different version of those two. Turns out that the rifts we're creating are actually rifts across different possibilities of reality.
Ribbit gets the pipe out and shows it to Vaughn. See? You should take me to pipe, but in the future or the past. One of the two.
Red and Hunter are both from a different reality, as
That's
I believe am I. But that's how we all got here in the first place, by stepping through these strange rifts you've been seeing.
So you may want to sit down for that one. Don't take too long. We haven't got too long till everything collapses. But yeah, that's what we've been dealing with. Maybe there's a reality where Lillaeliya wasn't a dick.
No promises. And I'm assuming at the same time as this is happening, and Fog is also explaining to Fangle and Autumn the down low in her own simple terms. Look, we may have made a mistake, and my boss says I have to work with them, so I have to work with them. Talk to him if you have an issue with it.
Sorry, back checking just a little tiny bit, yes? Rakeen was like, oh, go to Waterdeep, Lillaeliya's being a little dick again. He skipped over the end of the world bit. Shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, have you heard from him?
Not for like a day. He was attacking Lillaeliya's forces at Candlekeep.
Does he have a grand plan? A plan in terms of what to
Plan?
do? Yeah. Any wise ideas? Because we know.
Oh.
Dear
Sorry,
God,
I assumed you actually knew him. No, Rakeen has no grand plans about anything. He just kind of does.
Lisa like this
Sounds like our kind of guy. Yeah, we have two of those right here.
He is.
He's
Rakeen is the bold one, but if you want to, common sense, you need to talk to Thrall. Yes. Quieter, but a lot more going on in his head.
Where is Thrall now?
With Rakeen.
Oh, okay.
Did they say they were going to make their way here, or?
I I do not know. I will ask.
Hearing
You
that
see,
Rakeen, God, sorry. Hearing that Rakeen is with Thrall, you just see all tension of Rakeen has a plan has left Thog's features, and you just hear, "Whew." I don't think even the Morning Lord. I don't think even the Morning Lord could have saved us from his plan.
you see Fangle cast the sending spell and go, "Hey, Rakeen. We found some of your other friends in Waterdeep. Don't worry, there was a Barovia, but there's not." And recast sending. So what is the plan? Because we're stuck. What do we do now?
Hang on, Barovia's gone?
Oh, that's the mists. Do not worry. He'll know what I mean. Well, he won't know what I mean. It does not matter if he knows what I mean. He says that he will be here in 10 hours with some reinforcements. They're gathering what they can. By the sounds of it, I don't think the people on foot without magic or transport could get here in time. But he's bringing some people, and he will help in some way. I don't think he knows what he's doing. Maybe we need to give them some information, because if they're coming in here blind with reinforcements, they do not know what the city is like. They don't know where Lillaeliya's forces are. This could go very wrong. We need to give them some information.
Okay. Tell them about the towers in the sky. Tell them we think she's going to ascend tomorrow, sometime around midday, but that is a very, very rough estimate. I'm getting my accent mixed up with Fangles. Uh, what else? Oh, wait, I did want to ask one thing to confirm with you, Vaughn. These things in the mists, we found them. They were corpses that were followers of Lillaeliya, but Lila, she confirmed that they had the act of oblation performed on them. I'm concerned that means that every act of oblation that has been performed means that it is a body or a soul that is in service to Lillaeliya. Do you know anything about that?
I think you'd be bang on the money there. And again, that's just Lewis speaking. Bourne might know more, but Lewis doesn't know more, except for, yep, sounds about right.
I have nothing to add.
Then I have nothing to add. That's all Vaughan would know, because Vaughan's a simple soul.
Okay. So that's a problem. That means she has basically an undead army at her disposal, on top of everything else.
But we did get rid of the conduit that was making more army and letting more army in. So, a few little victories, I suppose.
Well, we've got to find some silver linings, I suppose.
Fangle will communicate those points to Rakeen.
My IRL baby's being squeaky, so Lavender's just going to pop mushroom out of her bag.
Fangle will come back with, he says, "Thank you very much. If you can get a more detailed plan to him by morning, that would be very helpful. Because once he arrives with all these reinforcements, if they do not have a plan to enact straight away, is kind of a big show, no plan, get obliterated kind of deal might be likely. So,
Did Hisa have
plans are
an
good.
estimated time of arrival, sir?
Yes, 10 hours.
10 hours. Okay, so that gives Wisa 2 hours to bring Date back to life, and then Wisa can still have a nap!
Oh, seamless.
We might need it anyway, because I think that our only option now is possibly Morrow raising
Well,
dead.
if there's a potion shop round here, Misa could maybe buy a potion of etherealness, and then Misa could maybe find it, and if Misa don't, then Wisa sleep. Also, Moreau
Sorry.
could go to sleep straight away, so Hisa would be ready earlier.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Mr. Vibip, was it?
Hello, sir.
Yes. I don't know whether you noticed when you came to get us. Everybody is either at home, scared shitless, or on the streets. And I don't know where these open shops you think are, but
Hisa doesn't have to be open. Hisa just have to be a shop. The
oh,
openness
you're
of
one
the
of
shop is
those.
irrelevant.
Okay.
Misa will leave an
Okay.
IOU. Don't you so worry. Wisa
I
will be
ask,
very rich when Wisa save reality. And if Lisa killed my Misa Wolf, reality can burn.
Can I ask a quick question? Eve made a point in the chat. Detect evil and good. Does it detect alignment?
That is a good question. I don't know.
It's quite vague in the actual description. I can cast it at will, so it's not, worst comes to worst, it's fine. But it would be interesting just to see kind of like, if like we're kind of like sure obviously these are our companions, but it's always like good just for a security check, I suppose.
Yeah, I can drop a detect magic as well. See if any illusion comes up.
Okay.
No, don't do that.
There. I like to think that was Lavender talking to Ribbit, who just lost
Yeah.
attention span for a second. Um, so it doesn't detect alignment, no. But if you drop a detect magic, you can see that there are some like magical signatures on all of these individuals. The biggest one being Vaughn's cloak, which he did leave and then realised he'd have to sneak out the mortuary looking like him, so he put back on. But besides that, no magical signatures that give you any cause for concern, no illusion magic, nothing like that.
I'll broadcast that on the Sleepy Boy network.
Alright, so the plan then, try and find Eye of Zoltek on dead Mind Flayer. Hopefully find it, bring back our friend, take nap, wait for all this to blow over until the big fight.
I think that was a approval from Ribbit.
Alright. So I guess the question is, like, are we teaming up to go back, or some of us stay here and holding down the fort?
I think I'm going to be no use unless I rest at least something. So perhaps me, Lila, do you feel up to going, or would you like to stay? Okay.
And again, Fengal, are you free for 2 hours?
Sorry, it's been so long since someone flirted with me. What are you going to say?
No, I mean, oh, no, seriously though. Can you? Are you obviously you wizard arcane expert, right?
I would like to think so, yes.
Can you detect magical objects?
I can.
Okay, excellent. So, how much detail we've got into in terms of like what we did over the last day? But big mortuary full of Lillaeliya's beasties, creatures, etc. Brought down, collapsed with a big bomb. However, there's an object in there we could really do with that was attached to a mind flayer guy, and it would be very helpful if someone had the sniffer dog ability to go get it.
Are you seriously calling a cat a dog right now?
Okay, sniffer cat ability.
Eve.
See,
Don't say that!
that sounds like an amazing story. My first piece of advice: take this thing out of the building before you collapse the building.
I mean,
But yes, I would be able to locate this thing should you provide me with a decent description or show me a picture of it.
Eve can.
I have.
Yeah, I was gonna
Go
say
on.
like just from the experience, obviously, in Schultz that she had, and she's seen it in person. She will do. She was the one who found it, so she'll make a sketch of it and hand it to Fangle. So we think this is one of the things she's been using, along with a evil snake guy I've been hunting for the best part of a year plus. to raise a lot of bad people to her cause and good people to her cause. Just generally anybody she can get. It's pretty magical, pretty powerful. A Sarawak, big bad guy from the jungles of Chult, had it for a long time and was using it with Raznasi. And okay, long story short, sorry we blew up the building, but can you go get it for us, please?
Yes, but I think I need to actually like see it to be able to properly use the spell.
Oh,
What about this? I'll try and minor illusion it.
Okay.
I had an idea. Go ahead.
Bangle takes a look at it. It's like, I think this would do. To be honest, I've seen it. So long as your illusion matches what it looks like, that would be okay. Just a quick question: has Lavender actually seen it, or has Frankie seen it and Lavender is aware of it?
I'm minor illusioning it off of Eve's drawing, but I don't think I will
Right.
have actually.
Okay.
Hang on, I have
Unless
an idea.
okay,
I
go
can
on.
cast Silent Image.
Okay.
So if need be, if it's not good enough, I can cast that to show what it really looks like. Because Eve will have a very vivid memory of it.
That would be better. Yes.
That's what Eve will do. She will cast Silent Image.
Perfect. See, now
It looks
this,
like
yes, good approximation, but this I can work with.
Okay. Again, I'm happy to come with. It's kind of partially my fault this happened, so I'm willing to, watch your back if you need me to.
Perfect. Where is this building again? Sorry.
A sigil?
In Sigil.
Yeah.
Oh, God, this is. It's not just like down the road or something. No, that'd be way too easy.
It's okay. We have two people who are very good at improvising fast travel who can get us there fairly quickly, so I wouldn't worry too much. We got that covered, even though it's very inconvenient.
Just
You can-
quick little points. Just tiny points.
Okay. Yeah.
You cannot plane shift into Sigil, no?
Yes, you can.
Well,
We've done it twice.
These two are kind of friends with the Lady of Pain.
Oh yes, sir. She's a good friend. She's a very nice lady.
I
Very
don't know if
pretty
she'll
lady,
be
too.
more or less your friends now that you blew up a part of Sigil.
We've got rid of the evil lady place.
I'm
Shisa will
sure
be
she'll
very
be
happy with
fine
it.
if we agree to fix it after
Lisa will
all
be
this is
very-
over.
So just to clarify, we're going to teleport into a place that you cannot teleport into to recover something from a building that you destroyed
Right.
in Sigil.
Yes.
Even though the Lady of Pain is so protected over Sigil that not even gods can get in there, and any that have tried, she destroys like tiny little maggots. And we're going in, having blown up a building, to the place you cannot travel to, and going, oh, hello, we're friends, we're going to just steal things now?
Yeah.
Yes, Misa understand the misunderstanding. Misa forgot to tell Yusa that when Misa and Misa Tall Friend went to an alternate reality, Wisa became the chosen ones and was struck by the gods with these symbols. And I show my leg, and Hunter will reveal his.
Now
Wisa
he's
the
flirting with
chosen
him.
one of another reality. So Wisa think these are why Wisa have much luck here.
Yes, and I'm the king of my book club. What does that matter?
Oh, Misa can take us. Misa can show you the other reality. These are very nice. They have robot men.
Okay,
Wait,
Rakin
we don't have time.
2.0, Rakin 2.0, you be quiet for a minute and let the adults talk, yes? Yes. Oh, we going to the place we cannot go?
Does anyone know where this is a potion shop in Lisa Town?
I believe some of you have actually visited one in Waterdeep already. So yes, as a group, you would know where the closest one is. I will note it is in the fancier part of town, so you will be trekking across at least half of Waterdeep to the north to get there.
How far is
And
Well,
how many of those things are out there still? We don't know what you're going to run into.
Oh, Misa can avoid. They said not quick enough for Misa. Don't you so worry about Misa.
so
You know, I thought that too, Rib, and it didn't work out too well.
Yisa, but Yusa very magic lady. Misa not very magic lady.
We can
Misa
also,
very lady, but not magic.
I mean, with the Eye of Zoltek, we can also bring back our companions as well. We could bring back Melkor.
Yes.
It's not just her that can use it.
Yusa might have to sacrifice someone, but Yusa will be fine.
That is true. Oh, this neutral goody does not like that in her bones.
So, for context, if you go onto Discord and look at that map of Waterdeep, Castle, the what you call it, Blackstaff Tower, is in the bottom left of Castle Ward, and the potion shop you're wanting to get to, the Fancy Pants one, is kind of the north, directly above where it says North Ward. Above that, most of the way towards Fieldwald.
Is it less than 28,000 feet?
28,000 feet.
Yes.
Quick
Let
math.
me get me map out.
14,000 would be ideal, but I could do 28. I suspect it might be further. Don't know what that is in miles.
Convert it into miles for me.
Shit. Okay, Google.
Oh,
What's
wait. I think I've
28,000 feet in miles?
28,000. 5.303 miles.
5.303.
I can tell you exactly how many feet it is.
Oh, lovely.
It is 9,499 feet.
So, that means I can get there in under 5 minutes. With
course
my
you can.
boots.
Oh, this is great.
Good times. Good times.
Well,
Sorry, right,
you know what? When you put it like that is pretty speedy. I think, I guess, we'll hold down the fort. See if you make it back. Check in with us first, though, before you leave, so we know you're okay.
Yeah, should take me about 3.5 minutes.
Together.
To get there, yes. With my boots on.
Okay. What's the recharge time on the boots again? Sorry.
It's after a long rest, which
Okay.
is why I don't want to sleep yet.
Cool.
Because I've only used 3 seconds. No, 18 seconds.
Okay. Are you going?
Yes, sir. Misa will go now. Misa go now. Yes, Misa go now. I will, as I get to the sort of crest the stairs, I will activate my invisibility as well.
Okay. Are you rolling for that?
Oh yeah, forgot about that. I was at the top of the stairs, so I'm probably not within 30 feet of the rift, right?
Correct.
Thank God, because that would have been a failure, but that's a save.
Cool. Yeah, you get to the top of the stairs, turn invisible, and you bolt. Can you give me a perception check, please?
Sure thing. I need to pause my music. I can't think enough. Perception is here. 31, please, Matthew.
Can you give me a dexterity check, please?
Yes, just straight dex.
Just straight dex.
Thank God I've got foresight, otherwise this would be at disadvantage.
And can you give me a stealth check, please?
Yes, for some reason I've just minimized roll 20. Smart boy.
The stealth check will be at disadvantage. No, it won't. Sorry, it'll be straight
Yes.
because you are invisible. Cool.
26.
Amazing. As you bolt up into Waterdeep and begin running north, You have not been to this potion shop before, but you roughly know where it is, given the instructions of the rest of the group. As you barrel through the streets, you're making your way up the street of skills towards the Grand Market up ahead. You run past several of the giant statues of Waterdeep, almost looking like noble knights and adventurers towering over the city, and all is quiet until you make it maybe about halfway to the market, and then you start seeing patrols here and there, easily recognizable as soldiers following Lillaeliya, following the faith. You see quite a few members of the Rose, and every now and again some Chalice members. The closer and closer you get to the market, the more Chalice members you see, the more patrols you see. You're able to dodge and weave and stay pretty well clear of them. They're not densely filling the streets yet, but the quicker you go, the further you go, you can see that they are congregating around the center of the city and essentially preparing themselves, forming up. You can see individuals in very ornate stained glass armor directing others, forming little groups, little companies, and beginning to form up in the streets, clearly preparing themselves to defend the city and defend Lillaeliya in her efforts tomorrow.
While I'm running, I'm well within my telepathy range, so I will broadcast any information I get across the Froggy switchboard as well.
Okay, good to know. As you pass the market, you find yourself going into the North Ward. And the same situation is occurring here. They're spreading out from the market area up north as well. The further and further you go, the less children of the faith you see, simply because they have not spread out throughout the city quite yet. As you manage to get up to the northern end of the high road, you pass underneath one of these imposing towers floating above the city. Give me an investigation check. You can have this at advantage because you have been told where the shop is.
Yay. I have an advantage anyway because of foresight.
Super advantage.
Never mind. Nothing if not consistent.
Cool. You managed to get into this area indeed in 3 minutes, but you find yourself running around for another 2 trying to find this shop before, while it is boarded up, yes, you do see the potion shop. Very ornate lettering and fonts and decorations all around the outside of the shop. You're in a very wealthy area. The buildings are a bit more spread out. Everything looks a bit cleaner. But you found the shop. It's locked up, and there are 2 wooden boards over the window. What are you doing?
Is there anyone around? Like any of the bad fellas?
Give me a perception check.
This is also advantage. Never mind. That's a 20 and a 19, giving a 34 and a 33. I'm good at one thing.
You can't see anyone. From what you can hear, there are footsteps echoing in a street behind the shop. They are the metal clang of at least 2 people walking down the street, but they do seem to be walking to the south. And if you give it just a moment, you can hear those footsteps beginning to fade.
Okay, letting them fade away. I will sneak around to the back door. Well, sorry, I'm assuming there's a back door. Is there a less obvious door than the front door?
If you go down a couple of buildings, you do find an alleyway that leads between this building with the potion shop, another building on the other side, and then the street where you heard the people. It's quite it's not pleasant to be back here. It kind of smells, but you can tell this is where they do often bring in supplies, maybe of like the more sensitive nature. You don't want to be dragging through the street. there is a back door to a few shops here, including the potion shop.
Smells like home, I think to myself. Ribbit would like to attempt to lockpick the door, assuming it's not boarded.
Go ahead and give me a dex check with your proficiency tool thingy added to it.
It is at advantage, but it's at disadvantage because of my tremors, so 20.
Okay. Your lockpick clanks around a little bit within the lock before you manage to get it in properly. But yeah, it only takes you a few moments to unlock this door. Seems like a very sturdy lock, but to you, it's all right.
He's a person. I would like to carefully enter the building.
Okay. You find yourself in a very small storage room with a cleared open door that leads to the rest of the shop, where all sorts of potions are on display. But for the most part, everything in here is neatly labelled and lined up. It's clear that for the most part, when it comes to selling of these potions, the stock is in here and is brought out when necessary. So you are in a room lined with potions.
Perfect. I would like to go through and attempt to find an etherealness potion.
Okay.
Please, my good sir.
Give me an investigation check. In fact, no, perception check.
Perception. Advantage.
Don't even know why I'm bothering to ask, to be honest.
27.
Yeah, you run through all of the potions that you can see. Nothing seems to match anything close to etherealness, until you realise that one of the backboards to these shelves is clearly not attached to the wall properly. And with a gentle movement, you can see this wall panel flips around to reveal a very sturdy locked glass case, inside which there are a series of very prominent looking potions. They glisten unlike the rest of them, and the case itself has got a thin layer of dust over the top of it. Inside there, you can see that there is one potion of etherealness.
Does it look trapped?
You can give me a perception check again.
So thing. 27 again, please.
You do not see any traps on it, no.
And it's just got like a lock, like a traditional looking lock.
Yep, the glass case comes down and over the front of it, and where it meets like the sturdy wood but metal reinforced bottom, there is a lock there.
I would like to attempt to pick the lock.
Cool. Give me a dexterity check with your proficiency, please.
Oops. 26, please, Matthew.
Cool. Can I have a dexterity saving throw, please?
Goddamn magic traps. Dexterity. Boop. This will be at disadvantage, but it's at advantage because of foresight.
Cool. Give me 1 second.
Ribbit might be dead.
You suffer 21 points of fire damage, as when you put your pick into this lock, you do begin to twist the lock, you do begin to feel like the pins inside it, just as any other lock. But as you get about halfway through, one pin pushes down, and you hear like a click and a sizzle. And with your perception, you can see the lock for a split second glows an eerie blue and then a bright orange as a fireball explodes outwards from the lock.
As it's a fireball, I assume it's one of those half on a successful save.
Correct.
Perfect. I only take 10 damage in that case.
Awesome. As it does, the room around you detonates. The glass case in front of you seems to shrug off the blast, but everything else in this room shatters. The walls burn and the ceiling pops as this fireball detonates in a tiny confined space. What are you doing?
I would like to grab the etherealness and run the fuck away.
You've not finished opening the lock yet. You got halfway
Oh,
through. So
I would
are
like
you
to
trying to pick
finish.
it again? Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Cool. I need you to give me another check to pick the lock.
Let's do better this time. Boop. God damn it, I got the exact same thing.
Okay. You got the same thing as the door. This time you put your pick back into it. Try to pick the lock. The 20 is not going to do it. This lock is far superior to the one on the door outside. You're there struggling with it for a moment. It's not budging.
Can I pick up the box?
The box is attached to the wall,
Shit.
so
Uh,
you can. I'd say with passive perception, at least, or the perception checks you've done, you can tell it's not this like twisting wall panel. Is only connected to the wall at 2 bars, one at the top, one at the bottom. So if you were able to get that out, you could take the segment of wall it's attached to, but the box itself seems pretty sturdily attached to that piece of wood.
feels a bit big for me. When I tried to unlock it the second time, it didn't blow up again, did it?
No.
I would like to steady aim and attack the lock carefully.
Attack the lock.
Yes, with an
Carefully.
I'm trying to, the goal is that I'm gonna like just put it through like the hoopy bits of the padlock or something, or like directly in the
Okay.
hole. It's just gonna pop open.
Give me an attack roll, I guess.
Yes, I have steady aim, so it is an advantage. Although it's also a disadvantage.
Uh,
Huge hit.
22. You strike the lock and force some of this psychic energy through it. Doesn't seem to have any effect.
Hits back to picking the lock.
At this point, you can hear footsteps running back up the street, clanging of boots. Only this time, there's at least 3, maybe 4 people.
I pick the lock with urgency.
Go on.
One, please. What the fuck? I just
Again?
need more than 10!
You try and pick this lock. You get in the hang of it, but ever since that first attempt where you're kind of on a roll, you can't get yourself back into the right mind space. Now with these footsteps approaching, you're getting stressed and it's making you fumble. What are you doing? These footsteps are very close right now.
I'm picking the lock again.
Okay, go for it.
Smash and grab, man.
Yes!
Okay. With that, you forced yourself to try again. You force yourself to concentrate, and with a sturdy click, the glass case flips open.
I'm gonna grab all the potions in there and put them in my bag.
Okay.
My bag of
As
holding.
you scoop them all up, funnel them straight into the bag in one fluid motion. As you turn back towards that open door that's now kind of burning, at the same time, cresting that corner, there are 2 members of the Rose stood there, stained glass adorned, sword and shield in hand, staring right at you. You!
I say absolutely nothing. Can I see behind them outside?
You can see, like,
If I was to
past
try and
them,
throw a teleportation dagger behind them, would I be able to?
there's enough room in the alleyway, yeah. There's maybe like 5 feet behind them before there's another wall to the other shop on the other side.
I would like to throw a teleportation dagger out of the room. It's a D10, I believe. I can throw it up to 80 feet. Is there a wall within 80 feet?
Yeah, 5 feet behind them.
I would like to teleport, please.
Cool. Can we roll initiative, please?
Ribbit activates Sonic mode and is gone.
Cool. Let's see what they get. Ooh. Oh, you're in trouble. Cool. You teleport behind them. Can I have a roll for your instability stuff?
Oh yeah.
Also, is this a rift within 30 feet that does the thing?
The rift within 30 feet makes my DC higher.
Yeah, there is a rift within 30 feet of you.
This might work out to my advantage. It's a wisdom save. Boop.
One here's the
That is a failure. So now I rolled a d20. I get a 15. Don't remember what the options are. 15. Unintentional. Oh, fuck. Oh no.
What was
Oh no.
it
This
do?
actually. Oh my god. Okay. Unintentional psychic connections to nearby creatures confuses your senses. Until the end of your next turn, your intelligence becomes that of the closest non-humanoid creature to you at the DM's discretion. While you are in this state, you truly believe you are the chosen creature and act accordingly, though you still
Oh.
retain your memories.
I mean, you're in a dark alleyway behind some shop. You're a rat.
Do I still teleport?
Yeah, you still teleport.
So am I
Because it
now
happens
behind
as you
them?
do your ability, right?
Yes.
So give me 1 second. So you believe you are the creature and you get the intelligence of it, right?
Yes. But
Okay.
retain my memories.
You retain your memories. Your intelligence is now 2, which is -4.
What's funny
And
is
you
that's only
believe
6
you are-
lower than it was originally.
You believe you are a very, very tall rat.
I immediately get down on all fours. Oh, go on.
Yeah, go on.
Well, I was going to say, I get down on all fours, see the fire, and run away from the fire.
Okay. You can definitely get down on all fours as you teleport, but it's not your turn anymore. It's theirs. The initiative was rolled on your throwing of your dagger, so that is where we're starting. They're going to turn around, not realizing that you think you're a rat, and they're going to swing at you. Wow, you are lucky. That is a 8 to hit, a natural 1, a 14 to hit, and a 22 to hit.
Ribbit just starts squeaking.
How many hit?
Was there anything above 18? I don't think there was.
Yeah, 1.
Okay, then yes, that one.
Cool. That is 11 points of slashing damage as they start swinging at you. But as you start to get on all fours, they're clearly not expecting that. One of them manages to slice into your arm, and you hear him cry out, "Over here!" He's like, "You won't be tolerated in the new world." And yeah, they are out to get you right now.
Am I smart enough to uncanny dodge that?
You think you're a rat?
I'm just, I'm asking the question. I don't mind if the answer's no.
Give me a history check.
You're gonna have to take a couple of points off of this. Yeah, you have to minus like 6 from them. So 14-ish. Maybe less.
14
Maybe like
total.
12. Yeah, I rolled. Well, I rolled 18. 2 intelligence gives me what? -4.
Yeah, so it's 14.
So
You have memories of. I'd say you have a memory that you could do that. In this particular moment, I'm going to leave it up to you to say, would you remember how to do that if you think you're a rat?
if you're on the borderline, then no.
Okay.
If that DC felt borderline, then no, definitely not.
Okay.
He wasn't.
In that case, no. You get sliced in the arm. You do have that thought of, wait, I know how to like soften these kind of blows. But then your thought just goes back to fire, danger, ah!
I take too long to think about it. By the time I've realised they've already hit me.
You can hear as well, running up the street, the other 2 sets of footsteps. There are 2 more of these soldiers approaching. It's your go. What are you doing?
I now have my mind back.
Oh, does it only last a turn?
Yeah, it's until your next turn. Wait, let me just check if it's
Amazing.
start or end, actually. It's until the end of my next turn. Okay, no, I'm still a rat. I'm still a rat. Right, there are two people running towards me. Is that only down one direction of this hallway, this corridor?
They're running to you from the south.
Okay, I will bolt north.
Okay.
I will triple dash because that's just run as fast as I can.
You're getting 2 opportunity attacks.
That's fine.
Only one of them's going to hit
They
you.
they have disadvantage against me because of foresight.
Yeah, one still hits. That is 9 points of slashing damage.
Lovely. Squeak squeak.
How far can you run in this turn?
105 feet.
Yeah, you're going to outrun them. You bolt up this alleyway and you keep on going, making a few little jagged turns left and right as the alleyways not built in the same way as the parallel streets are until you find an opening back onto the main road. Looking both ways, there is a patrol to your north and one directly to your west. You don't know if they've spotted you yet. In the split second you burst back onto the street.
There's some to the north and west. And which direction do I need to go home?
South.
Okay, I will click my heels like Dorothy and sprint south.
Okay, cool.
Now I'm traveling at 280 feet per turn.
Okay, awesome. As you bolt your way back down the high road, how long did it take? Say it takes you to get back to Blackstaff Tower? Like 3 minutes.
Yeah, about 3 to 4 minutes. Call it 4.
Cool. You're gonna have only a minute to spare left of your boots by the time you get back, maybe less.
Yeah,
But you bolt down the north ward and back towards the market. As you approach it, once again, you see column upon column of soldiers of Lillaeliya forming up. And it doesn't take long before you turn one corner thinking you've just avoided a patrol when you clearly see at least 15 of these soldiers looking right at you. In an instant, there are shouts and calls and heads swiveling in your direction. You know from your last pass through here, there's got to be at least 50 within the nearest 100 feet of you. What are you doing?
How close is the nearest rooftop?
There's buildings all around you. It's probably like 10 feet to your right and then up. Given where you are, it's probably going to be a 1-story building for every there's like one-story building for every 3 2 or 3-story buildings.
How far is
What are
that
you-
in feet?
1-story building, like 15, 20 feet, depending on the design.
Oh. Okay. Is there any way I can round a corner near a 1-story building?
Give me a perception check.
Let's go.
Nice.
I needed
You
it.
can see on the corner of Tarnath Street, off the high road, there is indeed a 1-story building at like a T-junction. There are soldiers of the Lillaeliya running down that street towards you now, and the shouting has spread through the market to your south. What are you doing?
So there, as I go around the corner, there's more people that can see me.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, fuck it. Well, I'm just going to jump straight up onto the building.
Cool.
I am now going to try and get higher now.
Okay. There are higher buildings all around you. I'm assuming you're just jumping each time.
Basically, yeah.
Give me a acrobatics check just to see how high you can get, how fast.
26, please.
Cool. nimble as anything, as if you were still running down the street. As you manage to get onto a third-story building, you see you bounce off a sign of Aurora's Realms shop and onto its roof. At this point, there are at least 20 of these soldiers approaching you. Probably half of them were in 30 feet of you right now. What are you doing?
Are they up where I am?
No, they are surrounding the building on the street.
I see.
No one has begun to try and climb to get to you yet. They're not that
Oh.
close, and you can tell that they're in quite heavy armor. No one is making a beeline for the way up that you went just yet.
Across the street to like the nearest building. How far is that in feet?
Let me measure it. I will tell you. Okay, that is not correct. Okay, this map does have its flaws then. It just told me it was 233 feet. It is not.
Big ass road.
I'd probably say 40 feet.
Okay.
No, this is one of the main roads, sorry. Call it 50.
Okay. That still gives me a 50-50 chance. I will use my dagger, and if I get 5 or higher, I will teleport across the street to that building. If I do not, I will teleport to a building that I can reach. If there's not one, just somewhere else on this roof, because I can't get far enough. Shit!
Okay.
Somewhere else on the roof.
Okay, yeah, you teleport to another point on the same roof. They do lose you for a second, but
It's fine. I would like to do the same thing again.
okay,
Please.
go for it.
Fuck!
Are you teleporting to just the same roof again?
Yeah. I'm just bouncing around on the roof. The same again. Yes. I would like to teleport across.
Okay. Just so everyone can visualize what the hell Ribip is doing, I'm just putting up a little map of the street he's on. Oh, well, I would if I could use this software properly. Okay, you teleport across the street. You're now slightly closer to the market, but also slightly closer to Blackstaff Tower. And at this point, as you teleported across, even more of these soldiers are surrounding the building. Quite a few of them are beginning to take out arrows as bows and arrows as arrows begin flying over your head. You have drawn quite a crowd.
Can I run to the other side of this building? Like,
Yep.
keep going straight, basically. Are there more people on the other side?
Yes, there are. You are getting absolutely surrounded right now. I will. Give me a second to put this map in Discord, and you'll be able to see exactly where you are.
At this moment, I will transmit across the Froggy radio. These have found me!
So
That's a lot of people.
The yellow dot is where you were. You've jumped across the street. You're now on that building, and you are being surrounded around this like corner. What would you like to do?
Sorry, so I've just jumped from what's circled with the arrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
At
How far
this
is this?
point, what's your AC again?
18. Attacks against
Cool.
me have disadvantage, though.
I know. Oh shit. At this point, you feel a thud as you are taking 16 points of piercing damage as 3 arrows, 2 in your back and 1 in your upper thigh, actually manage to land as you try and scope out this area and figure out what to do.
I chug a healing potion. That's what I do. A greater healing potion at that.
Okay, at this point, I'm not going to put you in initiative, but we're going to turn base it. So that's your bonus action for this turn.
That's fine.
Go ahead and roll your heals and then tell me what you're doing with the rest of your turn.
Right. So I have jumped over here. There are people on the high road.
Yep.
There are people on the road, the other road coming off the high road, like the other main roads.
Yeah. And they're beginning to. There are people in that alleyway now.
In between.
Not as many, but there's alleyway in this little, between the buildings bit.
How big's the alleyway?
At its narrowest point, 15 feet. But for the most part, about 20.
The road going to the left, so below where I now am, leading off to the left, above the marketplace. Are there more people? If I look down that road, are there people down that road?
Yes, this is where the majority of when I said columns of Lillaeliya's forces, this is where they were forming up. So looking across the market and down Traders Way, that road, you see hundreds of Lillaeliya's soldiers. Quite a few of them, I'd say about half of them, you have the attention of. About half of that half are actually making their way towards you. Some speedily, some just, coming over to see what's going on.
I'm sorry, just one more question. South, what's the condition of soldiers to the south?
Again, quite a lot, not as many. The ones that were on the high road to the south, spreading out that way, being deployed. The ones you can see, and are within audio range and stuff, have turned around and you have their attention now. So they're more swarming this building than on the road itself. So maybe past 40 feet, 50 feet out from the building, it's then back to scattered odd patrols and groups of people rather than a clump.
Okay. I will come down to the southernmost section of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I have to roll a teleport dice and hope for the best. How tall is the building I'm on, sorry?
This one's 3 stories, so you're about 40 feet up.
I really want to high roll this, otherwise it's not worth it. Otherwise I'm just throwing myself into enemies. So, fuck my life. Okay, the road below me as well, that's about 50 feet wide as well. Going towards the market.
Yes. I have just thought something. I think you might be okay on semantics, So, it's at this point that your invisibility returns, as the DM has just realized that it's only if you do damage to a creature that your invisibility ends.
Oh, yeah, I've been invisible this whole time. I was invisible as a rat.
Yeah, I was assuming it broke when you attacked that lock, and it didn't.
Ah.
Never mind. You're okay.
Like completely okay.
You're gonna be okay.
They couldn't see me at all.
For narrative purposes, we're gonna say they could see you
That's
until
fine,
this very moment, and
honestly,
you can manage to
thoroughly
sneak
enjoyed
your way
this.
through this crowd. But no,
Right.
I was under the impression that it was because you attacked, and it's not if you attack; it's if you do damage to a creature, not the lock.
In that case, maybe lore, when I became a rat, I just dropped it because I didn't know what it was. And
Let's go with that.
Yeah, and I've reinitiated it like when I've jumped over, and they still think I'm in another building. Oh
You
my
use
god!
the remainder of your speed to get back to Blackstaff Tower relatively unscathed.
Fucking
The
hell.
rest of
Oh
you,
my god!
after about 9.5 minutes, Ribbit comes bursting back downstairs, covered in ash, soot, and a few bloody marks from where arrows and swords have hit him.
You okay, man?
Should we go?
Misha don't want to talk about it. Misa and Hunter very hurt. If anyone could help Misa a little bit. Misa
I
will
can a
drink another
little.
potion. If anyone's got anything spare, Misa would appreciate it.
I can
Well,
cast Cure
wait
Wounds
a
on you.
minute. Yeah, we'll heal you up. But did anybody follow you?
Oh no! Misa very briefly thought that Misa was a rat, and then Misa allowed Data to see me, but Misa managed to sneak away. Because Misa turned back invisible when Misa remembered Misa not a rat. But Misa did get, and he reaches into the bag and pulls out the potions that he got. Obviously the etherealness, and then looks at the labels at the other ones.
Question mark, DM?
Huh? Question mark DM.
He's looking at the other potions.
Yeah.
Yes. I did say, can I have, but I was muted, so no one heard that. Can I have 4 people just give me a D100, please?
Can do
Well, that's
that.
terrifying.
Oh, nice.
That's either great or really bad.
Oh, true.
Let's have a look. See.
Pretty average.
A
9.
100, 45, 85, 62. Okay. So. Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds positive.
No, it's not.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Well, not for you, maybe.
No, not for me.
Yeah.
Okay. You have found, along with your potion of etherealness, a potion of storm giant's strength.
What the fuck?
Ooh, thug.
Yes.
You have found a potion of greater invisibility.
Oh shit! I'm keeping that.
You have found a potion of mind reading,
Oh my god.
Nice.
and the one that I hate more than anything, a potion of speed.
Yes!
Oh my god. No way.
So effectively, we're just gonna like
No
tag the shit out of Thog.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
So, we need to write this down. Hang on, we need to write this
Yeah.
down. Hang
Yeah.
on. Storm Giant Strength?
Yeah.
I'm writing in all caps. I can't spell.
Storm giant strength, greater invisibility, mind reading, and a potion of speed.
Amazing. Speed. And etherealness. Don't forget that one.
And yes, and the etherealness, obviously.
That was much more elegant, you.
You just see the
Well, that
excitement
looked
from
like
how
a
he
good
typed
haul.
that.
Ribbit keeps
like a
the invisibility, speed, and etherealness and pops them back in the bag, but offers out the mind reading and storm giant strength to anyone who wants it.
I might take the mind reading if you don't mind.
Misa thought you might.
Just, in case. Okay.
Gotta give the Storm Giant one to Thog.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Cool. So, with these potions in tow and still a dead Daik, what are we all doing?
Rivip is requesting healing for himself and Hunter. I will feed us both a potion. But if anyone has anything spare before we try and find the Eye of Zoltak,
So,
it
which
would
of
be
you
appreciated.
looks worse off?
Currently, we're both on almost exactly the same, but he has less health than me, so I look worse, but we're actually basically the same.
Okay, you can have 1 cure wounds at level 1 each. That's all I've got left, unfortunately.
No,
spell slots
that'll do just fine. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
so to you, Ribbit,
It's just to
I
stop
take
us getting
7
more normal.
HP, and to
Lovely.
Hunter, 8 HP. That's all I've got. I'm sorry.
Perfect. No, that's fine. We'll swig a potion each as well, so that's 4d4 plus 4 each. Oop. That's me. Fuck. That's for fuck's sake. Why did Hunter get both the good ones? So that's an extra 16 for Hunter. Oh well, at least this might stop me killing Hunter.
I
Seven.
can give you 15 each for free.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah, I'll do that with lay on hands.
Thank you very much.
How certain are you both that you can teleport there and back exactly? Because I don't want to be apart from you.
Well, if I'm remembering correctly, the amulet, yes, if you guys can help me and bolster my resolve, it would make it easier. But if it goes wrong, it will send us somewhere random. Also, we should stay at least 15 feet away from you because you'd come with us.
I'm just asking if it's. I mean, I know the Eye of Zoltek will save not just Bayek, but our other allies too. But if there's the chance that we also lose you both, I'm not sure we can do it without you too.
We still have a good chance. If you said feel better about it, Hunter could just use it on Wisa, and that way less people potentially die.
Thog is saying that their aura of vitality can cure a total of 12d6 hit points over a minute.
12d6? Fucking hell.
I mean, I wouldn't say no. Definitely wouldn't say no to that.
Is that to everybody who stands in
Oh
it?
my lord!
Thog is casting aura of vitality.
Ooh.
It is a healing energy that radiates in a 30-foot radius. So centered on
Where's
you,
Thog?
you can use a bonus action to cause a creature in the aura to gain blah blah blah. So it's 12d6, but it's that split amongst a creature or chosen creatures.
Okay, so it's not everybody. Okay.
So yeah, either Lewis can decide who's getting what. 20d6, I miscalculated. Oh yeah, so you did. It is 20d6. Wait, 1 minute. Yeah, 6 seconds a turn. So that's 10. Yes, 20d6. So, you guys plus Lewis, is that 10d6 each that you want, or is this being spread around more people?
I mean, I don't know who else is coming with us.
Fangle is with their locate object, but they look perfectly healthy.
Yeah, I was going to as well in case you need someone to scout out, but I'm happy to stay back if need be as well.
Well, it might be a good idea to have a few people around Hunter.
I can go if you want.
Misa was thinking maybe a bodyguard might be helpful. And any of you, Sab, are powerful warriors, so any of you, Sab, would be sufficient.
Well, if we're
Hunter
doing-
good at people far away, not so good at people close.
If we're
Yes.
doing it with If we're doing it to save Dayak, then I will happily assist.
Lavender will take one last look at Dayak and look to Hunter and say, well, if you're going, I'm going.
Hunter blushes. Thank you.
Vigil pipes up. Please leave someone here. I can't fight as well as you guys.
I can stay back then if need be. I'm happy to back Hunter up and help out Vigil.
Teffel says they will stay. I'm assuming Moreau will as well.
Yes, maybe Moreau should start sleeping, just in case. Just in case.
Tia, if you're staying while I'm gone, Lila will show you her. I mean, you've seen Lila enough, but Lila will show you what amounts to, like, if you look at her artwork, you've got the longer skirt underneath, but then you've got like the shorter upper like battle skirt, and also there's like a lopsided cape that she has that is kind of like like a Korean military cape where it's like starts high up on the left shoulder and then drapes down lower onto the right and then back up around. And she will hand you Vespilia's vestments. Matt, is that the word for it?
Robes, vestments, whatever you want to call
them. And ask you if you think there is a way that you would be able to fashion this into either of those pieces while I'm gone.
Like good? Or a vestment?
Well, this robe, if you could turn it to replace either of these, whichever, and she'll like turn around and like let you look at how things are attached as to what you think would be easier to replace.
Lavender will place a hand on Lila for a second and just say, look at Tia, and says, if you feel up to it, Tia, I think Lila is asking perhaps if a project might take your mind off this, if you're feeling okay.
I can try, I suppose. And just know they won't be the same without Dave.
You see,
we're going to bring him back, okay?
Yeah, Lila's chin kind of drops down like a couple of centimeters and goes, I know it won't be the same without Dave, but you are just as skilled, and if we fail to, even if we do get the Eye of Zaltek and bring them back, I want to walk into battle against the Lillaeliya knowing that every ally that she has powerful, bar Saint Sylvanus, we've defeated. I would like to wear a piece of all of them and let her know that I am her unmaking and not her doing. And that if she wanted to forge me into a weapon of destruction, then I am her destruction.
Tia wipes some tears off her eyes. Right, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. And she will lean down, and if you are reciprocating of it, she'll give you like a little, like a forehead kiss, like a little like friendly like thank you.
Yeah, she'll take what's left and store them right under her arm.
Lavender will turn to a group that are leaving and she'll say, we all really need to get back here. And I think that we need to avoid being seen, spotted, if we're even let in at all. I think, if you agree, we should basically just have Rib take the potion, get in, get out, get back here.
Oh, yes. Misa agrees completely.
All right. Eve, I don't suppose you have another pass without the trace left, no?
No, I'm burnt out, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. I do have this, though, if you'd like to borrow it. And Eve will pass... Eve will hold out her cloak of Elvenkind.
Give it to Ribbit. He'll need it.
Do you want to borrow
Misa
your
had
cloak?
it. Misa had it. Misa don't think Misa will need. Misa will be ethereal. If people can see Misa when Misa ethereal, they can see Misa with the cloak, you know?
Lavender, why don't you borrow it?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
It's okay.
No.
It should make you invisible for a while if you sneak.
Okay, well, we all know that I'm not the best at that, so it will probably come in handy.
Good luck, all of you.
Wait, where exactly are we going to? Because I think that from what I saw from when I was being taken there, Lillaeliya's forces again were kind of going to be congregated around the explosion. I would imagine they will be themselves sifting through what was left. And remember, with this etherealness, are you sure that you can pick this item up and because it won't be in the ethereal realm, no?
He says a good point.
Would Lavender know that, being ethereally inclined herself?
Yep.
Oh, and before I forgot, Paul,
I don't think Luce is here, so yeah.
before you go away or be anywhere, could I put this one on you, please? And he takes out a small friendship bracelet and attaches it on Bond's arm, if he allows.
It's on.
Oh.
Glad to see that you're back alive. You'll live another 1,000 years.
Going to be
answer-
back before you know it. Sorry, go on.
So sorry, I was just saying for Chris. There is a group that are staying in Blackstaff Tower, and there's a group that are going back to Sigil to try and recover the Eye of Zaltak in an effort to use it to raise Dayak from the dead. And they're literally about to go now.
We can't get there. If it doesn't work, if anything goes wrong, we'll come straight back here, okay? We'll be back before you know it. We're not going to take any risks or chances here. We have to get back. And then the last resort, maybe you can raise him in the morning. But we could try to find this thing and raise so many more than just Dayak if we do.
Okay. And Moreau will wait until literally before you guys go, but he's going to try and give each of you, he's going to burn all of his inspiration, because he gets it back on a short rest anyway, to give each of you some inspiration. He's only for 10
Right.
minutes, and I don't know how long it'd take, but if it's going to any check at any point in the next 10 minutes, it would help you.
Thank you. Can I also just confirm that when you said yes to would Lavender know, was that yes she knows he could pick it up, or yes she would know he wouldn't be able to pick it up?
Yes, with her experience, she'd know that you'd have to be out of the ethereal plane to interact with it.
Okay, so she will explain that to her, babe. So if you do find it, just bear in mind If it is literally buried on the rubble and you come out of the ethereal plane, you might be crushed by some rubble. This is what I'm saying. Depends
Yes, but even
what
if
earth.
Misa did, well, Misa could get out. Misa will just have to hope at this point that Brother Elaine's room didn't get completely crushed. That's the prayer. Misa might have to 1v1 Brother Elaine.
When we left, he was still in the portal room. If
Okay.
that's any use to know.
Thank you, Vaughn. That is helpful.
Who's the what's the cat's name?
Which one? There's two.
The with the one that's coming with us.
Fangle.
Fangle. You sir finding ability. You sir have to be on same plane.
Yes. Within 1,000 feet or something.
Okay, Wisa should be able to. Wisa, I mean, Wisa will go there, and Wisa might come straight back if he's not there. If he escapes somehow, Wisa might be back quite quickly. Also, the potion is actually oil of etherealness. Apologies. I have to apply it on myself for 10 minutes.
Yes.
When I use it. Sorry, I
Don't
forgot
do
about
it before we go. Yeah, we'll see.
Oh,
what
no.
the potion is first.
Yes.
Don't oil yourself up yet, Ruben. We're not ready.
It's always time.
Okay.
Can anyone support me in
Making an intelligence check.
doing magic?
Yes, of course I can. Lavender will offer whatever roll needs to be rolled.
That does not work for this.
Yes,
It is only Hunter that can make the check.
Yes.
Everyone can assist with it, but you can give buffs as usual.
He's got
Moreau will
inspiration.
cast guidance. Moreau will cast guidance on Hunter as well as the inspiration.
I'm trying to say it as Hunter.
Guidance.
Okay.
Ribbit will also stand next to a riff and use my riff siphoning to give him a d10 as well. Because I don't want to die.
Do you have to make a roll for doing that ability as well?
Maybe.
Use the dice thing. I can't remember how it's worded.
I'm just going to do it anyway for the lols. For the bants. Boop. I think that's an advantage. Okay, that's better.
Why is it advantage?
Because of foresight? I think I have
nice.
advantage on checks and saving throws.
Nice.
Losing foresight. But it is here somewhere. Damn. Where's foresight gone? There it is. Yes, and saving throws. Cool. Okie dokie. And so he gets a d10 and a d4. So yay, we're going to add 9 to this. Who are we taking again? It's me, Hunter, Fangle, Lavender, Lila.
Eve. Is Eve coming? Eve's on this side.
Eve was going to stay. I thought Hunter was staying as well and like looking after Blackstaff. Is he going with? Is he going with?
Yeah.
Said that it was good to back up Hunter because he's ranged.
Oh no, that's what I mean. Back him up when we're in Sigil.
Oh right, yeah, they're coming then.
Reasonably safe there.
Yeah, no worries.
Coolio.
Okay, so Eve is coming. Yeah.
Perfecto. And there's no one else within 15 feet of us. Cool. Right, time to roll an intelligence check and hope for the best.
Christ.
Please don't send us to the Nether Realm. Boop. Yay, that's a 25. Woo,
You
I
cast
feel
flame
better.
shift. and you all, in an instant and a purple flash, disappear from the basement of Blackstaff Tower. You travel down that iridescent tube of light that you see when you teleport past the Divine Gate. Only this time, as you pass it, you can see that there are very ominous looking red cracks in it. As you can see,
No.
as you see the lattice work itself, the normal golden rays have a red crimson hue to them at the moment. As you pass, you make your way expecting to drop out in Sigil. Once again, as some of you have experienced in the past, you find yourselves hurtling towards an open door with the Lady of Pain stood in front of it. You come hurtling to a sudden stop, finding yourselves, each of you alone, facing this door, facing the Lady of Pain. Once again, emotionless mask of a face staring down at you. Her head tilts to one side, and you receive images in your mind. You see your adventures in Sigil, from your arrival, battling through streets, shopping through markets, to the destruction of the mortuary itself, and then you leaving. You then see scattered images from all over the city, just glimpses, but each one building a picture in your mind of the odd remnants of Lillaeliya's forces left in Sigil, leaving through this portal, that portal. Any way to get out of the city, back to the prime material, back to Lillaeliya. The forces scattered and no longer holding a presence there. And then you find yourselves back in front of this door, in front of the Lady of Pain, as she turns around and slowly closes this door and turns back to you. Her head tilts to the other side as if waiting for a response. Are any of you doing anything?
Puncher and Ribbit, immediately upon meeting the Lady of Pain, smiled and bowed. And would both express something to the effect of, we mean no harm to you or your home. We only seek to remove another object of hers to help our friend, to help us defeat her. In Hunter/Ribbit speak.
Okay. Is anybody else saying anything? Or doing anything?
Lavender tips her hat down in respect, and she will say, we mean to retrieve it out of hands that might take it to do harm. We wish to revive our friends and defeat her evil once and for all.
We can't do it without it. And as long as that's there, they will come back for it. It's better that we have it, and they don't.
Is Lila saying anything?
Yeah,
doing anything?
Lila will look at her and bow her head again and go, please. It is, as they've said, to return.
You can't hear them, sorry.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're on your own.
Yeah, Lila will bow her head in reverence and look back up again and go, please, don't do this. We come for the eye that she had that brought nothing but ruin and misery upon your plane. We wish to remove it, take it back, to revive our fallen ally who helped kill the highest of her generals. And with their help, take her down, once and for all. And then you will never have to suffer the insolence of an interloper attempting to take whatever she can from whatever they can from your home.
Can I have... Oh, go on.
If you allow us to do this, I have nothing to offer other than myself. A pledge to assist you should you deem me fit or worthy. I'm tired of losing people. I'm tired of her taking whatever she wants and having no consequence.
You are interrupted as you say these words about a pledge. You feel something on your face. And it takes you a second as you stumble over your next few words, but as you've said those words of offering your services to the Lady of Pain, your eyes have begun to start to bleed.
Oh shit.
Continue if you want. Tell me what Lila's doing.
I'll take that as a sign to be quiet, and I will apologize and go quiet.
Okay. Can I have a group persuasion check at disadvantage, please?
Oh no.
Was my advantage from foresight help at all?
It just makes it a straight roll.
Is it within 10
fine.
minutes?
Yes, this is within 10 minutes.
Is it D10 we get for Bardic Inspiration?
Yeah, I think I'll.
D10. Yeah, D10. Sorry, just trying to
Oh,
remember you.
God.
Okay.
So is that everyone?
Yeah,
Fine.
might as well use it. So persuasion at disadvantage.
No, straight roll.
Oh, it's straight roll. Sorry.
Straight roll.
Oh,
No, I think
Wait,
yours
why,
is.
why,
Your,
why is it
yours
straight
is
roll
fine.
for them?
You said it was the added persuasion. The Josh's thing.
But that's
I'm
only
saying
for
it's
me.
for him.
Oh,
Josh,
okay, okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Oh, but inspiration, I'm gonna burn for a D10.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah, I'll burn an inspiration as well. I've got one.
What's an inspiration, by the way?
Oh,
D10.
Right,
Yeah,
so
I
mine was a
will.
4.
that's better.
I will acquire that.
Plus 6, which
D10.
is 12, 20, minus 2, 18. Fucking another placid 20. Fuck off.
And then hunters. Sorry, it was persuasion.
Yeah.
Am I dead?
No,
No,
you're all good. We're just chatting to the
in
lady
sigil
again.
again. Or
Give us
trying
3
to be.
seconds, it's all fine, mate.
Oh, babe.
Kate, it's a disadvantage.
Oh, it is,
not
is it? So sorry.
advantage.
Yeah, of course. It's 11 then. Sorry.
Cool.
Sorry, I burnt an inspiration. I forgot. Yeah.
Amazing. Cool. As you stand there waiting for a reply, the image of the Lady of Pain just fades, and you're all left staring at this closed door. Though no one can hear or see it, Fangle, in their own version of these events, is stood there with her arms crossed going, "See, I fucking knew it!" As you all begin to be thrown backwards through this spell, and you be popped out one by one in a do-do-do-do-do into the basement of Blackstaff Tower once more.
Oh shit.
See, I fucking told you, you cannot plane shift into Sigil. The Lady of Pain does not allow it. You go through the portals. If you want to get out, you can plane shift out, but you cannot plane shift in. This is just the rules.
No, we said already do what she said need. She said no longer need us.
And we did kind of fuck things up a little along the way.
We said there's lots of good things.
Yeah, but we did them messily, we did.
Wisa also benefited this economy significantly. Me and Hunter spend lots of money here.
Yeah, we also blew up,
Well,
a
shit.
large building and hundreds of people. So I get it. Well,
Yeah, hang on. Yeah. Oh god.
I think we're going to have to rest. And I think,
Yeah.
Merle, if you don't mind, you're our last chance for day.
No pressure.
Cross our fingers, eh?
It was always a gamble going back there. We can rest up. Go to the morning. I can always prepare a spell, and we can try our best. All we can hope for.
And at least we got some cool potions and some information about what's going on outside. We got something out of it at least.
Can we barricade the doors or something? Someone take watch.
That's a good idea.
I can always cast the mansion if we need to. I've got plenty of spells left today.
Yeah, you know what, Merle? That would be fucking nice. If we're gonna have a last night on Earth, let's do it in stone.
Better than being set round a load of corpses, eh? Well, no offense, Dave.
I mean-
Fucking hell.
It obviously she says it in a very bittersweet way and kind of just touches his arm.
With a loving look in her eye.
Oh, dear me. Yeah. Morel, get out of here.
So we're gonna cast it in the. I'll find a space away from any current rifts. But I may be able to see. I'll just cast a spell. I'll cast and away from people, and I'll cast Moreau's Magnificent Mansion.
Go ahead and give me a D100.
Need to get dice. D100. Let's have a look. 52.
The doorway to the mansion appears as you know it.
I still got some juice in me.
Well, lad, you want to
I bet my
bring
8th level
Dave in?
to get that in.
Lila turns her head to you, and for the first time, I guess you see her bleeding eyes.
Oh shit! What happened to you?
You look so cool.
You do. You look badass. You okay?
Are you a knight of pain now?
Fuck them all. Fuck every single last one of them. They sit there, claim dominion over things, and do nothing but use us when they need us and discard us when we're not needed by them anymore. Sick and fucking tired of it. I'm sick and fucking tired of all of them. Fuck every single last one of them. And Lila will walk as blood drips and leaves fall out of her hair and eyes to pick Dayak up, and then will walk towards wherever the mansion is and have somebody, whoever, open the door, and then they'll place them in Dayak's room, and then Lila will come back out of the mansion and just say that she'll keep watch for the first watch, and then position herself over at the stairs. Sword out, ready to go. All of that in complete silence. Even if anybody talks to her, she's not acknowledging you guys. She's just in her own head right now.
Suppose recommending Obtea worship's not a good idea right now.
Ribbit to everyone else on this froggy switchboard is like, maybe we should leave Shisa alone.
I'll try and talk to her a bit later. But I do think, Eve, if you have any prayers to make, the same as the rest of you, you should make them now.
I agree. We need all the help we can get.
On that note, as you enter the mansion, prepare your prayers and prepare yourselves for a long rest. Think about what you want to be doing on said long rest, any prayers you want to do or things you want to do before said long rest. And we're going to take our 5-minute break, and I'm going to ask you one by one what you are doing when we come back.
I'm just gonna be asleep, I think.
Yeah, Dave, what are you doing on
Big
this long
nap,
rest?
yeah.
Really long now.
This
See you in a
guy
while.
sleeps like the dead.
Thank you guys.
See you 5.
See you 5. Bye.
Later.
Perfect timing, Jack. Our 5-minute break is about to end.
Hey, love it.
So just to catch you up on what's happened while everyone trickles back in. Ribbit decided to go and raid a potion shop, found an army and a half of Lillaeliya's soldiers on the way there and back, accidentally detonated a hidden glyph containing a fireball spell, so he blew up most of the shop. But he did get 5 really, really, really rare potions that were sealed away. Got a bit bruised and battered on his way back, managed to evade Lillaeliya's forces. There has been an attempt to reach Sigil with Hunter's amulet, and the Lady of Pain has basically shut the door to Sigil, giving you visions of the Lady's forces leaving the mortuary and ruins, and basically giving you a quizzical look as to what the hell you're trying to do. Because, as a basic rule, as Fangle has told you, you cannot plane shift into Sigil normally. So you've returned to Blackstaff Tower basement. You've reunited with Vaughn, Fangle, and Autumn, and you're now going into Moreau's mansion to long rest for the evening. Also, Rakeen's forces will be arriving in how long has it been now? Like 9.5 hours. And they are asking for basically for you guys to give them information on what's happening in the city, where Lillaeliya's forces are, what they should do when they arrive, just so they don't arrive and instantly get wiped out. So that's where we're at. I'm hoping everybody is back. You guys are going into the mansion. Thog and Lila are taking first watch. Is anybody else taking second and third watch? If you are taking a watch at all. And what is everybody doing?
Lila will also.
Take second. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, Lila will also take a watch as well because I only need to sleep for 4 hours. So.
Yeah, Moreau will also watch because he doesn't really need to sleep that much. So.
I'd like to take second watch with Eve, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
Lila.
Then I guess.
Yeah, Lila and Moreau on third watch. Eve and Lavender on second, and Lila and Thog on first. Before everybody beds down and watches begin and rest begin, is anybody doing anything?
Do we have to give like a report to Rakeen? Do we know anything about Lillaeliya's forces, or is that like a first thing in the morning thing we need to do?
He wants a plan, but we don't really have a plan yet.
Who the fuck plan?
Do we have any intel, or like what time are they arriving?
Ribib could probably, I mean, I don't want to speak for Josh, but he could probably pass on the amount of like forces that he saw and where they were.
Yeah, as I was seeing things, I was transmitting that to everyone that I'm connected to. So
yeah.
Did we transmit information about the portal? By the way, I don't know whether we did that. Probably did.
What portal?
What, that it was that we closed it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
it's fine.
So the mist should have cleared. Yeah, where the forces are. Does he know? We've passed on like what we think Lillaeliya's basic plan is, don't we? Haven't we? Have we?
Yes. Moreau's sending on previous occasions did that. Basically, if you went to sleep within the next half an hour, you guys would finish your long rest with an hour before they turn up at the gates of the city. So you basically have that hour to give any more information that they needed.
We could always head over to the gates as well to help them prep and help them through the city, I suppose. We could probably navigate it as a small party much more easily. And then obviously
Also,
scope out dangers on the way.
Just to clarify, I was saying gates of the city colloquially. They've not specified where they're turning up or how.
Okay, fair enough.
They've just said they will be here. Your information might influence what that is.
I mean, it's fucking Rakeen. It's not going to be subtle, whatever it is, you know?
I've got a ton of spell slots because I wasn't sure if I was kind of holding spells back, and also I couldn't do any damage last time at all. There was no thing. So I will just burn however many spell slots, like 3rd level, 4th level, 5th level, to do sending to Rakeen to convey all the information that River has given, what we've seen, gates, etc., and just burn those over the next however many. I'll walk out of the portal, out of the thing, so we're on the same plane, and then just do that. So there's no change.
Okay.
And maybe
Cool.
we just end it with we'll use the rest to formulate a plan and await further instruction in the morning. Head to Waterdeep. Yeah.
I don't know whether this is a really stupid idea, but I was thinking about it. Like, what's the drainage system of Waterdeep like? Is there any possibility that you could sort of like sneak a large amount of people through it to like help them not navigate through the bottom of the city rather than going up?
Not a bad idea.
They've got that cover, haven't they? And like it's easy to sneak around.
We say in the Grung Legion of Neverwinter, you should use the river to get around. He said, good idea. Although you say guys not great swimmers, so hope no too much water.
Suggest
So
that
you
maybe.
you would be aware that the Waterdeep sewer system is vast and one of like the most modern in the world.
I have,
Downside is obviously individual passageways aren't very narrow, and you've not been told of the size of the force that Rakeen's bringing. He just said as many as he could. So just something to consider.
But you still feed him the information in case you want to like send a scout team potentially to feed back information back to the other troops. So I'm thinking like there's got to be like a ton of fungi and stuff like that down there, like all this, a huge network of kind of like plants and stuff. Wondering maybe if I could use my ability to kind of like garner that information from any, algae and stuff that grows down there to like maybe feed like a rough map that we can then pass to Rakeena's information.
Yes.
What about your mushroom god friend?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I could talk to him to add to the network.
Just a quickie while I'm thinking about it. Did we, because I wasn't here, did we deduce that the Lady of Pain didn't let us into Sigil because we can't stop, like there's nothing for us left to do in Sigil, so she's not letting us waste our time? Is that what we came to? I wasn't here.
We didn't persuade her, I don't think.
To me, it felt like we were no longer useful. Before she let us in because she wanted to get rid of Lillaeliya. Now Lillaeliya's gone, she doesn't want to let us in because we blow shit up.
Right.
That was the feeling I got, but that may just be Ribbit's interpretation.
Cool.
It's a loss because like Sigil's going to end as well. You know what I mean?
Literally, I did realise
is
I've forgotten to mention reality.
Sigil is on the far side of the Divine Gate, and so far as you can tell, it's only the mortal side of the Divine Gate that's been affected by the rifts.
Oh, I see.
Prime Material, Shadowfell, Feywild.
Cool. Yep, I see. Fucking god racism. This is elitism.
Am I? I mean, unless anyone wants to do anything, am I okay to try mushrooming it up?
Yeah, you can go first. Go wild.
Yeah, mushroom away.
Yeah.
Wandering carefully out of the mansion, then Eve will find. Can she like peek outside at all, like like into the main courtyard?
Yep. Give me a perception check.
Hopefully, I should be good at these by now, but this is me.
I love the idea of approaching the courtyard, and the thought in your mind is, "Will I be able to see?" I think so. Only in D&D.
You don't understand how little faith I have in my ability to roll well when it counts. That's a 22.
Nice.
Which is bad for me, actually, because I have plus 13 to perception.
How the hell did you roll a 22 on a D20? No wonder you keep fudging numbers.
You look out into the courtyard. All seems quiet. In the open gates to the street beyond, again, everything seems just as silent as before. You don't hear nor see any movement.
Eve will sneak in very, very carefully. If I can roll a stealth if you really want. Oh Oh, cool! At 18, I rolled a 3. Just so like stealthily, but not as stealthily as she could do. Eve sneaks around, tries to find like the nearest patch of vegetation that looks like a patch of shrooms, and she will get from her pack the jar containing mushroom and set him
Okay.
down and cast Speak with Plants. Hey, buddy, what's up?
Oh, I think once more, thank you, O Great One.
You really don't have to call me that every time I talk to you, you know.
O
I
wise
can
and
any
all one,
time. We're
the one who
friends.
grants the speech.
Oh, okay. Well, all Great One, also Great One right here. I have a favour to ask you that could be very important, could potentially help to save the world.
Whatever you need, Your Majesty.
I need you to be a darling and tap into your little network down in the sewers. And then talk to me for the next 20 or so minutes, telling me the quickest way to get to the outskirts of the city, like where the main drainage paths go to. Try and tell me how wide they are if you can. And also major vantage points. So, for example, sites where we think that she might attack, or like, you know, would have been interested in when she attacked. Like maybe things like place of great power, for example, maybe like a big library or like, you know, temples, that kind of thing. Like anywhere where it'd be a landmark for her to go to first.
I think I understood most of that. Ish. I will do it. I will subjugate them in your name.
You know,
They will give me what they know.
just ask nicely. Be nice.
Yes. Get them on side. I agree.
Okay, get them on your side. Tell them Obteo is with them and appreciates support, and please help us because we really need everything we can get right now.
I will do it. Plug me in somewhere.
Evil set him down. Bury a little bit of soil around him, like for the dirt she can find. Sit there with a pad and paper and a pen and wait.
Okay. Can you go ahead and give me a... I don't... There's a check for animals. There's not a check for mushrooms.
Nature? Question mark?
I suppose that'd be the closest, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's
Well,
not. It's more of a knowledge check. Let's go for animal handling,
Oh,
because
God.
you're basically it's a persuasion check against a sentient mushroom, and like it's more of a communication check, like how much you can communicate ideas and thoughts and
Yeah.
complex thoughts.
Yeah,
with
like
this simple
swooshing
being.
and whooshing and, you know, making like trying to make spore like smells from like the combination of herbs I have in, like, you know, my bag. Like every little bit I can think of, like drawing on zoology knowledge, drawing on, like, you know, botany knowledge from like colleagues at the university, everything I can.
Yeah, because this mushroom's replies may not make a lot of sense, so it's interpreting his replies as well as helping him understand what you need.
So that was a
So, yeah.
15 plus 13, so 28.
Wow.
She's
Okay.
good with animals at this point, you know.
I'm going to say, because of how complex this is, while the information is fast to obtain, his understanding of it and communicating it to you is going to be very slow.
That's fine.
So I'm going to say this would take up at least half an hour to do. However, as he communicates to you, you can make a note of precisely with a 28 where he is, where in this network are like the big channels, where are the little ones, where are the parts where the sun occasionally comes in, so like access points to the sewers, all that kind of thing. The width of the main thoroughfares in the sewers is going to be about 20 feet, but there's only 5-foot walkways on either side. Small passageways are going to be 10 feet wide, and they're all circular, so it's like diameter, with only a 5-foot wide walkway on one side. And over the course of this half an hour, making notes, drawing maps, and like very carefully listening to angles and directions and stuff, yeah, you are able to roughly map out the sewers of Waterdeep.
You had that
Did
ready.
that already exist?
What?
Holy shit, Matt!
For a lot with you guys, okay?
Oh my god! Well
Fucking
done.
hell.
The fact that you had this on hand is insane. That's
Oh, it's
so
brilliant.
funny. That's so
Put it in the
funny.
right folder.
Oh,
When I suppose like when
This just
he's
further
done-
convinces me
yeah.
that Matt's the only DM that can handle our shenanigans.
Oh,
because-
agreed. Yeah.
now you're
It's
thinking
in
with
the
mushrooms.
notable objects of information tab if you want to get back to it.
Very cool.
I also have another idea since I'm here. If that's okay.
Yeah.
Are there any birds or rats or anything around? Preferably birds.
Give me a perception check.
Is it still foggy out, or is that all gone now?
No, that's all gone.
Okay, I figured as much as the portal went, but I wasn't sure whether there was a latency in it. Also 15, 28.
Cool. You can hear the odd cry of gulls in the distance, nearing the harbour, going over the water and the hills around, like the back of Blackstaff Tower. Catching sight of one, not really, only in a very far distance. You do, however, I'm going to say, towards the end of this half an hour, you do hear noise beginning to return to the streets. And for, a few moments you do think, okay, people are finally coming out of their houses and getting bold again. Until you realise, though they're not near you, you can begin to see in distant streets and alleyways, getting closer and closer to you over the course of this half an hour, are the odd patrol of Lillaeliya's forces. None of them seem to see you, because you are just like out in the courtyard, not too far into like the main city streets. You're kind of out of the way in this like little angle where the castle and the tower sit. But you can definitely see they're beginning to spread through the city.
Okay.
And staying out here longer than this half an hour may become more and more risky.
Okay. Eve will see the forces and take that as the opportunity to go, basically, like the call to go, and will scoop up Mushroom and put him back in the jar after thanking him, and scoop back to the mansion. Very, very carefully.
Mistress.
Thank you for your help. Now, shh, stay quiet. We have to get back.
The group eagerly awaits the return of President Mushroom.
All bow to him.
50 Shades of Algae.
Hang on. I'm just thinking. Can I use this bow to cast the spells on other people as well? I'm wondering.
It just gives you the ability to cast a spell, so if the spell lets you cast on someone else, then you can.
I had a thought. When Eve gets back, just to thank the mushroom, because she knows how lonely he is, she would like to beckon over to Ribbip and Lila. Sorry, beckon over to Ribbip and Lavender and go, "Hey, I got a lot of information from my friend here. Would you like to say hello to him while we're still alive?"
Are you asking me to speak to an actual mushroom right now?
Correct. Yes. But
You said we teach
another
you
mushroom.
Yes.
Eve will cast.
Absolutely.
For all who desire it, Eve will cast Speak with Plants on them and say, "Hey, buddy, look, there's other people who can understand you."
I don't have them on hand right now, but Lavender will launch immediately into a series of questions pertaining to the conspiracy theory about plants taking over the world and domesticating humans, and generally just all of her various questions about mushrooms, my causal network, just all that kind of stuff.
Ribbit's questions are centered
Silence.
much more around how do you go to the bathroom?
Silence the both of you. Yes, it may be true. Yes, you can speak to me now, but you need to give thanks to the one who gave you the ability to speak. The great mistress.
I have this thing's gone. It's just like,
In-
jeez.
In silence, Ribbit bows to Eve, like head on the floor.
Much better.
Eve will
Shit.
bow back, like, extending a hand and ducking as low as she can go, which for a halfling is quite low.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, Lavender will converse with that mushroom for however long it will last for.
About
He
10
is
minutes, I think, but I can cast it at will, so have,
Yeah.
have all
He
the
is-
conversation you want.
very rude, but we'll happily have a conversation with you because he gets to speak, though. Yeah.
Ribbit just asks a lot of like stoner existential questions.
Yeah.
What's like the meaning of life if life can be created and destroyed?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Does anyone ever try to eat you, man? What happens when people eat you?
No, you'll scare him. He's very sensitive.
People eat my people. You go real fucked up if you eat my guys.
Yeah, I've
Called the
eaten a
French.
lot of mushrooms. This is kind of making a little bit of a confusing situation for me.
Why is
Is it
Stoner Ribbit a
sensitive?
14-year-old American?
This is Ribbit speaking mushroom.
Oh.
Hey,
just
So that is
happens to be-
strong LSD.
He lost the
Red-
Wii immediately.
Red, I saved the good shit for the last night. And Lavender just pulls out like this wild Feywild flower and starts packing it.
Lisa on this plane of existence, but Wisa can't see the plane. How do
Fucking
Wisa
hell.
know Wisa in a plane?
Frog
Maybe
boy.
Wisa in a simulation.
Oh no, actually no, I need Catman, not Frog Boy. As they're off rambling on like a very stonery conversation with the mushroom, Eve will head off and go find Fangle and present him with the maps of the sewers. I didn't have time to map the upper city, unfortunately, before the patrol started in the streets, so we have to be conspicuous about that as well, be very careful. But I think this might be useful for Rakeen in terms of finding an entry to the city, especially if he wants to, sort of go a guerrilla approach.
This is a map, but this is not a plan. And all of the entry points I can see are within the city. This is not. This is great, but we need a plan, not just a map. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Eve, for being innovative, you sassy
Yes,
cat.
yes. Thank you, Eve, for being so innovative. You know, if people like you, I made my mark in Barovia. People like you in Barovia, oof, would not last 5 minutes.
I made you, you cat. Anyway, well,
You're a really rude cat, man.
he is. Yeah, he is. He's very sassy.
Are you seriously
go with
all
the
going to turn
flow.
up? Are you going to turn up to fight Lillaeliya? Hi.
Look,
Is this the best? This is what we've got to fight Lillaeliya, the want to be gods. A bunch of high people and some people led by Zakeen coming in blind. Oh, but don't worry, if you manage to get halfway through the city unnoticed, we've got a map to the sewers.
listen here, you sassy moggy.
Excuse me?
It's not just us who needs to come up with this, It needs to be like a brainwave from you as well. You basically just come along and said, this guy is coming. He's coming with like zero idea what to do. Like, give him a map. Like, surely he could put two brain cells together and look at that for entry points.
Yes, you would think, but that is thinking too high of him, okay? Seriously.
Well, ask the stoner frog over there. See, clearly he's got the same wavelength of
Ribbit.
thought as this guy.
Ribbit hands a smoking pipe to Vaughn and says, Do we even know how they should get in here?
Nope. Puff, puff, puff.
Well, that would be really useful information when trying to formulate a plan, don't we think? Glares at Cat.
That's fine. I will find out for you, but I am low on spells at this point, so.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Use
you. I
your own brave
appreciate
ways,
that.
they say. Oh, why don't you come up with the plan? I'm here trying to speak truth to you, like, oh, you can't go to Sigil, but no, here they are. Oh, we're going to Sigil. Oh, here's a map.
Maybe you're the reason we couldn't go to Sigil, because it worked except when you were here. You, sir. Sorry.
You know what? Fair enough. Whatever. I'm casting Sundering now, so please do not interrupt.
This cat's
Sundering.
This cat's gonna kill me in my sleep.
You would as well, yeah.
Rakeen, I know you said limited people. How are you bringing them here? Where and how will you arrive? And he pauses. Right. Okay. So they are teleporting for the most part, back and forth. They have been with the casters they have. Obviously, this means a lot of them, the high level ones, the very experienced ones, say no high level spells left. Slight problem. They are amassing in the hills to the southeast of the city. So they will either approach from the southeast, or they can take a wide berth around the city, or some of them will probably have some teleportation capabilities left, because there's all sorts in there, followers of all sorts of gods, and mages, and archmages, and all sorts. Okay? But limited for appearing anywhere. Forces numbering maybe 500.
Okay, that's sizable. I mean,
Something.
Better than Misa was expecting.
yeah.
Better than
Yes.
Misa was
But-
expecting.
They had lived us at like 500 to 1,000 or something back at Candlekeep. They can
Okay.
get here, but it will take them just weeks.
Not considering what we know to be, about this, her able to raise her dead army, Vaughn. Unless you know that information, what would you estimate Lillaeliya's current forces at, if you know?
That's a Vaughn.
Yeah.
I don't think Vaughn would be privy to that information. Just
Okay.
that the Far Realm forces that he has seen come through the portals would number at least in the hundreds. But he's not been the one keeping count, and he's not privy to information outside of what he was doing.
Okay. You know what, Moreau? Can we? I'm kind of getting the munchies. Can we get like a meal or something going? Maybe we should like discuss this plan before we all go to sleep. At least.
I want some huge tacos. Misa want tacos.
Moreau clicks his fingers, and the ghosts start coming and setting a meal and a table and bringing food and hors d'oeuvres round, and he mentions about the tacos for Ruben.
Ruip snatches his pipe back and sprints to a seat. Starts stuffing his face.
I have an idea in terms of an attack approach. I don't know
Okay.
whether it would work. I'm not necessarily a militant one, but you said that there's a mix of forces, Fangle, right? So I'm assuming that's a mix of spellcasters, sneaky type people who are good with a blade and good at getting around unnoticed, and martial classes. Is that right?
Sorry, is that addressed to
Fangle.
Fangle?
Yes.
Yes, there's a mix. It's kind of a ragtag group from what I've heard. Not so much a standard fighting force, more a bit of everybody from everywhere.
How
Does it-
about... Yeah.
Sorry, Lillaeliya's forces have been all over the show. There's plenty of this continent in disarray at the minute, so when it comes to like an organized fighting force, they're either preoccupied or far too far away.
How about the larger, heavier ones make a distraction and run for the front gate, so that their numbers are underestimated. Then they send a smaller force of sneaky, stabby types through the sewers. They pick off people from behind, and then the range classes find this points and pick off her forces from above. It's like a 3-way assault.
Sounds pretty like a good plan, yeah.
There's a risk, obviously, separating people, so maybe we could take a small mix of each. But that could be like the 3 main forces that kind of like aim for hers. These sort of
And
making the best of both worlds.
What about your animals too? Have you heard anything from
Well,
them?
I've heard birds in the distance, but otherwise it's for lack of a better word, dead out there. I've not seen any of them come yet. I'm hoping that, at least a small cohort will have heard the call, but not sure if I'm holding out too much hope at this rate.
We can't rely on it if we don't know for sure.
No,
but,
we have to. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, supposedly, like, I did ask them to kind of like bring as many as they could from all over everywhere, really. So fingers
Okay.
crossed, at least some of them heed the call. I think animals are good at sensing when things are going wrong.
And what about us? What are we going to do? Cards on the table, everybody. Let's think about the big guns and what we can bring out to destroy her.
Ribbit takes a deep drag of the pipe and offers it to Hunter. You still want to hit this?
The pipe?
It might be used the last chance. Misa no used to was never into it before, but
I'm okay, thank you.
what can we do to Shisa other than stab her in the face?
Well, I suppose like it makes sense for us to focus on the largest targets where there's going to be greatest vulnerability, right?
I think we find where she's holding out, where this ritual is going to take place, and try and stop it as best we can.
Well, I think
100%.
we thought that it was at the top of the tower, right? So we're already kind of here. We just need to make it up there and be ready for her.
If Misa go up there, Misa can make big boom. There's
Okay.
lots of rifts in the sky here, right? Misa, remember
Yes.
lots up there. Misa can make big boom.
Okay, so that voice is sending me. Well, what if we let her get to the top of the tower and then try to detonate when she arrives? But
Well,
she actually see us, no?
if we have a chance to kill her before then, maybe Wisa should do that.
That's what they did say to do. Yeah, but
Misa-
don't allow to get anyone near here.
Misa think, stop the ritual before Risa can start. I mean, if Wisa think about the legends of Vox Machina and they stopping Vecna, once Vecna started his ascension, the only way they could kill Lisa was with the divine stick thingies, right? So we don't got none of those divine stick thingies. So Misa thinking if she's a start ascending, Misa might not be able to stop Shisa ascending.
Just a caveat, he had finished ascending at that point. It's just his power wasn't fully realized. He was actually a god on the prime material at that point.
Oh.
It's more like
like
he's
Thanos with the
initiated
gun,
it, it's just a
whatnot.
loading.
Okay. So basically, we don't have a fucking clue.
Well, I still think Misa should try and stop Shisa before Shisa even get here. But Misa a bit worried that Shisa might just teleport right here. Misa
Right.
feel like
That's
Shisa can do
kind
that.
of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
She could just either fly up or teleport up to right to the top of the tower. It's not like it's guarded or anything.
Or just cut right through us. She has untold power right now, and I don't know if it's better to maybe get some of our allies to join us. if they can. I know that we want the forces to go straight to the to picking off the forces, but perhaps Rakeen, Thrall, the more
Yeah,
powerful ones, they should maybe join us.
I agree with that. I think the strong casters, we need a strong team here, right? The forces, they need to be the ones that distract the legions. Kind of like draw the main firepower of our, allies away, while she comes up here. Hopefully, yeah.
I think you've got the some scales a bit off here, guys. The Lillaeliya's forces will outnumber us massively. You want to pull the most powerful people we have out of that fight, they'll get crushed even quicker. And if the mass of our forces get crushed straight away, all of those eyes suddenly turn on you trying to stop Lillaeliya, and you become outnumbered 1,000 to 1. That's a risky plan.
That's why we're fighting smart. We have to use the city as it is to our advantage.
Okay, but Tangle makes a good point.
Misa also think we're going to struggle to get forces from them without Thesa breaking through. If Thesa are able to break through, then Wisa can maybe call for reinforcements, but Misa think Thesa will have hard enough time getting through in the first place.
I think we need to try and find out where she is for early on, and then maybe. I mean, realistically, she's going to come as protected as she can. She's going to try and just get to the top of the tower or do something. I think we camp out. Well, once we're ready, camp out, set some sort of ambush. Either trap the way up the tower, make it difficult for her forces to.
That's a good idea, Merle.
I have an idea as well. Go on, sorry.
Which tower are we talking about?
Blackstaff Tower. I'm guessing there's only one way to the roof.
Well, why is she coming here? You know this?
Well, they need the tallest place. That's what we discovered, right?
We've made an assumption here. We're hoping we're not making an ass out of you and me, but it was the tallest place in the city.
Well, the tallest place in the city at the minute is the 3 floating towers above the city itself.
Oh,
that's a very good point.
Very fair point, yeah.
Sorry, I know it was smoky and stuff when you arrived, but I mean, even I saw them. Like, at that
it would
point,
make
Awesome.
Sense for. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, Awesome flashes Fangle a stare of, "You're beginning to be rude."
It would make sense for her to stay where she is in her towers in her fortress. Yeah.
We need to get up there then. First thing, we need to be getting into those towers and finding a way up to the roof.
Yeah, agreed.
Hey, didn't you guys say you have a ship?
Yes.
Misa have been thinking about the ship for a while. Misa concerned about the ship. Wisa left it in the harbor. Misa worried.
They
Also,
probably don't know what it is, to be fair to them.
Wisa, other than like sending, Wisa don't have a way of communicating with this ship because Wisa gave our sending stone to someone random.
Oh, I have an idea.
Go for it.
Yes.
Is the parrot still around? Does he have it?
Oh yeah, Fangle's parrot!
Because if Jasper's around, I have an idea of how to use Jasper.
Thog would know about Jasper, right? So I'm assuming that question
This
can
is
come
Eve
from
saying.
Thog.
This is Kate asking this. Yeah.
Well, Eve does not see a parrot. But if Thog's asking the question, then we'll see what happens.
Come on, Thog.
Lewis, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Just, I was talking, it wasn't picking up. Yeah, Thok would know and would ask, it's just biding her time.
When you ask, Fangle responds with, "Oh no, that thing is way too loud to be sneaking around these city streets. Not a good idea." And then you hear a very muffled "fuck you" from inside the road.
I mean, Phil's that's perfect. Phil's just gonna be like, well, I'm glad to see it hasn't stopped you now, like it never stopped you before with the wink.
Catman, I'm sorry I was rude to you earlier, but can I borrow your parrot?
Yes, sure.
That's what she said.
I know you're very attached to your creatures, but after a certain amount of time, hands over a parrot as if it's nothing.
Excellent.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I love the guy, but oh my god, it
Can I
has
ru-
been a difficult few years.
Before I send him out on this quest I'm going to send him out on, can I rub some dirt into his feathers to make him look less like a vibrant red macaw, which he is?
Go for it.
I'm sorry about this. Evil can speak with animals and explain what she's about to do. And say, you could literally save everyone from this. I promise I will buy you, all the crackers in the world. Do you mind, please? And then I'll explain.
He's fully on board with this idea.
Excellent. Okay, I love the idea of having a perfect, beautifully spoken Queen's English accent, like when he's speak with animals. Like goes from like fuck you to oh by George, marvelous idea. Okay. Eve will basically dirty him up, so basically making him like look brown, like almost like maybe like a big ugly sparrow, basically, as much as she can.
And nothing's changed.
I want you to go to 2 places for me, please. 1, go to the harbour first and report back what you see. There should be a thing that looks like this, and Eve will like draw like a thing that like a sketch of the airship and go, tell us if this is here, and if so, if there's anyone nefarious looking, scary, probably a bit purple and misty with knives for hands around it, and how many there are. Secondly, when you get back, I'd like you to go out again, go out of the city, and look for probably a large-looking marching army out there. When you see it, do a circle, come back, and tell us roughly how many miles long it is so we know how scared to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, and Eve will like reach to her pocket, like sort of like a bit shiftily, and give him a cracker. Go half now, half later, and there's many as you want. And she'll give him a wink.
Half an hour, half when the job's done.
He tries his best to give you a wink back that basically is just like a delayed blink, and
Excellent.
then flies off.
Oh,
So,
I'm sorry, Fagel. I do hope he comes back.
It's fine. I'll get him back one way or another. So you sent him harbour and then out of the city.
Yeah, basically to come back and give us that information, then go off. And because I assume he might get shot by Lillaeliya's forces, but it's worth a go anyway. Sending him out there. He's familiar, so it's fine. He'll get summoned back.
Okay.
Eve doesn't know that, so she feels guilty about potentially sending him to his doom. But
another half an hour goes by before flying back down the corridors and into the mansion. He returns, squawking, fluttering, same as before, no injuries. And he will relate you the following. It's a bit like broken in parrot, but with your spells you can easily understand the meaning. The harbour is currently being patrolled by Lillaeliya's forces, lightly so. But they can tell it's like the start of more and more forces moving south. They don't seem to be interacting with any buildings, any ships, or anything like that. They are just patrolling the area, making sure the streets are clear.
cool.
And out into the woodlands, out.
Oh, one sec. Is the airship there?
Oh, hey, I need to do a perception check for that. They've spotted 2 or 3 ships that look like you're drawing.
Okay,
So yeah, I
great.
think.
Okay, great.
Um,
Cool. Sorry, go on.
Going out towards the outskirts of the city, the countryside seems pretty barren. No people in sight until flying over like one of the nearby woodlands on like the hills to the southeast. There is a small gathering of people with on numbers. Saw at least like 50 around the edge, but obviously can't really count how many, can't really see how many properly. Not without like getting really up close and personal with them.
Okay, great. Thank you. Eve will feed this information back to the group and thank Fangle for giving him access to her to his parrot and give Jasper another cracker as thanks. So Slippy Boy, it looks like it might still be there. So you could always, if you wanted to, in the early hours of the morning, navigate the sewer network and see if you could grab it.
Misa would be happy doing this.
I mean, we've got a crew on it that I bought, I don't know, when we docked it. We were rich back then, so I think I paid for like 3 or 4 months. So I could gather.
Let's hope you don't want paying again.
It may not be
If I
alive
remember
by
correctly,
now.
there was no captain as such because there wasn't one around, but there was a guy who seemed to be more responsible than the rest of them.
Yeah.
He's now the captain, it's now his ship, so...
I am the captain now.
Could gather Speedy Courier note to them to meet us wherever you want before we rest.
Yes, it makes sense, but is there a way somehow to... I mean, it's kind of a big target. If she has anything on that ship that can target it, I'm not sure.
We still have ballista on it, right? Or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
The note could say, when you start.
Misa could send Misa.
Yeah.
I have an idea. If we can probably get to it ourselves if we go through the sewer network.
Yeah.
Misa could also
Get
all
out
go
there.
Yeah, if that's where we head, and then just all get straight up and
Get on there.
the
And
airship.
do any of us have any sort of magic that can disguise it or at least create some sort of hallucinatory visual illusion around it to make it look invisible, or at least disguise it
How
somewhat?
big is it?
It's
big
quite
isn't
big.
it? Yeah.
Quite
no,
big.
I have.
It's like a
I have
ship
galleon.
is the
phantasma
galleon,
things
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing that big, fortunately.
It used to be a pub in Neverwinter.
Ah, nice.
Really?
Yeah. I was late to the session once and they pushed it into the water. Great times.
Yeah, we pretended to be the king and persuaded him to make his boat a boat again.
And then we made it fly. But yes, it's probably not a bad idea that we go on boat. Totes.
Yeah, because we could just fly up to her and just be like, yo, ballista.
Yes, sir. We could travel the battlefield quickly. We could, have more agency in where we have to fight. If she goes somewhere far away from we bam, we on the boat pretty fast.
It's also pretty damn good for like long distance spellcasters, right? Because they could just rain fire on her from above.
Oh, 300-foot Eldritch Blast off the top of that is the funnest thing.
Excellent.
Misa likes to drop things.
I'm just wondering, have you got anything that could help with making it look less, conspicuous?
Got an enlarge reduce potion.
Like just shrink the entire airship.
Just make it massive so it just looks like a
like a dreadnought.
Oh my god.
It's too big to worry about then.
Oh. We just crash it into Lillaeliya.
Bro, not a bad shout.
Oh.
If worst comes to worst, yeah.
What if she destroys it mid-air? Do any of us have feather fall?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Misa bouncing. Misa will be fine.
To be honest, the air resistance by the time you hit the ground would probably, because you're so small and light, you'd be fine.
I mean, I got the broom. Yeah, we can pick up a couple of people if worse comes to worse. We just
And
have to get up there quickly.
I could summon
before she
several
blows us up.
eagles. Yeah.
Okay. So we have backup.
Yes,
We
we
have
can.
backup if she blows us up. Okay. All right. And then we get up there, and I guess do what we do best and hope for the best.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know what spells everyone else has got, but if we've got spells that summon multiple small flying creatures, we could get them to like fly around the boat and give them the job to intercept any magical attacks. You know,
Ooh, that's a good idea. Like maybe
you know,
a flock of
whatever
seagulls.
it is. Just this game. Have you ever seen that film? Similar to
I
that.
fucking love
Very
the
little
Ender
while ago.
Saga so much.
Great film, great books.
Yeah. So
I
something
thought
like that.
yeah. I thought for a second with like the multiple like little birds, you're gonna like such a James and the Giant Peach scenario in case the ship started to fall, but you know that's a better idea.
Pick it up, seagulls. You can do it.
Okay. So we have something, I think, of a sort of plan. I would say if any of you have any last things to do, last things to say, last gods to pray to, you do
Would you
it
like to
tonight.
talk to your cat, Lavender, for the rest of the evening? Because I can help with that. I can help you understand her as well. Him, rather, as well.
I would, Eve. We're taking a watch together, aren't we? So
Sounds good
perhaps
to
we
me.
could do it then. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I've talked a lot this session, so...
I've been doing a little math, and if Misa drink this potion, and then Misa click Misa heals, 10 minutes, Misa can run at 60 miles an hour.
Lavender just leans to Hunter and says, "Does he always talk like that when he's stoned?"
Weirdly enough, no. This is brand new.
Misa
think
had
he
one
must have
token
gone
used
through
to
it.
shit, and whoo-wee!
I mean, it is the good shit, but
Misa not used
maybe
to
a
this
side
way
effect.
wild shit.
It's the good shit, right?
Oh, mama.
You would thought that dragons were immune to poison.
But
And
first thing in the morning, we got to wake Dayak up.
We do.
There's
He's not allowed to sleep in during this. He's going to miss out too much fun.
he's bright and early.
Did anyone bring a permanent marker for his face?
Oh,
Julie
that's an
brought that
idea.
shit.
And then draw the angry brows.
Oh, just a dick on each cheek.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
on that
Sounds very disrespectful.
yeah, on that very disrespectful note, we'll pick up at the start of your long rest next session, which will be our second to last session.
Oh my god.
Oh man!
I need to order my
That's a
costume.
downgrade.
I'm so excited.
And I
So-
Yeah.
For next week,
Mhm.
have what you are doing during this long rest planned, because I will just
Yeah.
ask you one by one.
Yeah.
So we can get through it reasonably quickly. But obviously,
Sure.
if you have any RP moments, we're not going to skip over them because it is your final rest before, I don't know, maybe the end of the world.
Maybe.
So yeah, and then we will see what happens.
Can I show what I'm making, or until next session?
Yeah. Wait till next session because that would have been happening at the same
Okay.
time. So we'll cover the rest of like the stuff happening before long rest then.
Okay.
Wait.
Cool.
Awesome, thanks
I'm so
everyone.
sorry, Thomas, that you were dead for the entire session.
I was basically dead last session.
Yeah.
Didn't do shit. Didn't do shit
Sleep
now.
for a whole session, dead for a whole session. I'm so sorry.
I'm
I'll be
communicating.
working next session as well.
Oh
No.
no!
Oh.
Work
I'm
from home, baby.
communicating exclusively in
Yeah.
GIF is the best part of this session, hands down.
You're welcome.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry. Man.
We'll get you back, I promise.
Yeah. Right. See you next week, guys.
See you next week, guys.
Oh, bye everyone. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.